Continue from Newark on the Reed's Jewelers countdown to tip-off.
Cut time grass. Double your run time with free extra battery deals on steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel Battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
Blue Devils, Wildcats.
Got him! To throw it down off the inbound.
We'll return to the Prudential Center in Newark after this local timeout.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schasberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box, so let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
We playing our best basketball when we all move the ball and get great looks.
Next stop, Newark. Backdoor to Cooper to punch it down. Proctor's open from three. Good again. Counted it a foul. And that familiar flex.
It feels different.
Blocked by Maluach. And hits a three. Cooper on a tear. Goes up and dunks it down. James with authority.
Stay the course, stay poised, and stay together.
Always trying to get better every day.
The lob to Cooper to punch it down. How about another three? Oh, yeah. Nearly fell down. Stepped through on Gunba. Got it blocked. Again. Dagger!
We got our first dub in a 5-team tournament, and we'll get ready for another 4-team tournament here next week.
After a dominant weekend in Raleigh, the Blue Devils made the trek to New Jersey. And we all know the Garden State has been a favorite stop for Duke in the Big Dance. This will mark the program's 11th NCAA tournament tilt in the home state of Bruce Springsteen. And much like the Boss, the Blue Devils have taken a wrecking ball to the competition in Jersey. A perfect 10-0 mark with all of those games coming in the second weekend of the Big Dance. And now they're back for the East Regional for the first time since 1999, hoping to relive those glory days. Up first, an Arizona team that the Blue Devils beat in Tucson earlier this year, 69-55. And now 4 months later, they meet for the third time in the NCAA tournament, evoking memories of a title in 2001 in Minneapolis and bitter disappointment a decade later in Anaheim. Such are the stakes this time of year, as the Blue Devils hope to leave the Wildcats dancing in the dark, proving they are the ones born to run into the Elite Eight for the 24th time. It's Duke in Arizona, and off we go from Newark.
On the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield, you're listening to Duke basketball in the NCAA tournament from the Prudential Center in Newark. Blue Devil basketball is brought to you by Coca-Cola. They say Coke Zero is irresistibly tasty. Does that make it the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. Reed's Jewelers, your home for fine Swiss timepieces, beautiful diamonds, and the world's most luxurious jewelry brands. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. By the Hilton Garden Inn, your home base near Duke University. Duke Health. Duke Health doctors are the official team doctors for Duke Athletics. Learn more at dukehealth.org. And by the Washington Duke Inn. honoring tradition over trend for over 30 years. Still ahead, keys to victory, starting lineups, and the opening tip. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Hey Duke fans, we want you to choose different and choose fun with Hi-Chew, the immensely fruity, intensely chewy candy that leaves your mouth watering with over 30 true-to-life flavors. Hi-Chew is available in sticks, peg bags, stand-up pouches, and unwrapped bites for when you're on the go. Head to your local grocery or convenience store to grab a bag, or search hichew.com to find Hi-Chew candy near you. That's hi-chew.com.
You're listening to Duke basketball on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Inching you closer to tip-off, it's time to go inside the Duke locker room with head coach John Shire, presented by Duke Health. Duke Health doctors are the official team doctors for Duke Athletics. Learn more at dukehealth.org. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Blue Devils, David Shoemate.
Duke in Arizona here tonight, and Coach, before we get to the game, in some respects, last week you guys had a long week to get ready. This week, I imagine it felt like a blur. How was the prep going? Shorter than last week, obviously.
Yeah, shorter, but obviously just as important. And, for us, I'm not sure it felt like a blur. The turnaround's fast, but when you're in the tournament, the minutes go by like hours, seconds go by like minutes, and we're just really excited that this opportunity is here. We're well prepared, and I want our guys to be true to who they've been.
I've heard you say more than one time characterizing this team this year, tough and together. I feel like the first weekend of the tournament epitomized that, the way you guys shared the basketball and the way you played defense. What did you see in that first weekend?
Well, just that. I think it's the biggest compliment you can give to a team, especially in college basketball, especially in this day and age in 2025 with all the different rules and everything else that comes with this. But to find a group that's genuinely happy for one another, that's really connected, and then has that mental and physical toughness about them, it's a winning recipe. And it's a reason we've had, a really special season, and it's going to be the recipe for us, the rest of the way and here tonight.
I imagine it speaks to maturity as well, and hard to say this about a guy that just turned 18 years old. We've talked about Cooper in so many different ways this year. His play on the court, what he does off the court, all the attention that comes with that, the media obligations. How has he handled everything that comes with being Cooper Flagg?
Cooper, he's, the great thing with Cooper, he doesn't care about, all the things that come with Cooper. He's locked in, to being a great teammate. He's locked into being a great student. He's coachable. He plays hard. He's energetic. So all other stuff that comes with it, you don't even notice because he doesn't give it energy, which is a pretty special thing.
Let's talk about Arizona a little bit. You guys played them once this year, but that was 4 months ago. When you look at what they're doing in the tournament, they're really scoring the basketball really well. Small sample size, but 11 threes per game. What are you seeing from them on the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting the ball a lot better the last 5 games. Love has been, dangerous always, but really dangerous, especially as of late with what he's done. And then the other guys are just playing very confidently. So they're not just scoring in the paint and at the rim, but they're scoring it from beyond the 3. So it puts pressure on your defense. You have to get back and try to make them a half-court team. And for us, we want to make sure we put the pressure on them as well with what we can do with our offense and transition.
Obviously, all year long, rebounding has been a strength for you guys. How important would that be here tonight, particularly on the offensive glass, keeping them off of it?
Yeah, really important. I mean, they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Awaka is a big reason. Awaka is a handful inside. But there has to be 5-on-3s, 5-on-4s. When somebody takes a shot, that guy needs to come back into play as well.
I know, Coach, in the first meeting, it was 69-55 was the final score, a slower tempoed pace. You said this time you think the two teams are going to play at a faster pace. I know you never know for sure. What would you like to see tonight from a pace standpoint?
Well, I'd be shocked if the score's that low tonight, just with the two of us and how we like to play. And, we're not going to change, and neither are they. So you're going to see both teams playing faster tempo. I don't know what that equates to in terms of scoring, but our pace is our pace, no matter who we're playing. So we're going to try to push early and look for early rim attacks and early threes, and there'll be times we have to walk it up and really execute against a half-court defense, which we'll do that too.
And I'll let you go on this. You talk about things that don't change. Watching you guys get ready this week, the temperament of your team never seems to change, whether it's the first game of the season or here in the Sweet 16. Why is that for a young group, some older guys, but they seem to always be even-keeled?
I think it's just who they are, and they don't get caught up. They're able to move on quickly, and in the tournament, that's obviously incredibly important. And we have guys on the team, they keep each other humble. They're always giving each other, a hard time and joking around. And that gives them just where they have great humility. They understand we're really good, but they also understand we can lose at any time. And so the preparation's been on point. Who they are as people has really been the difference of how we've been allowed to coach these guys.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, you, mate.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero at your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Duke, Arizona. More from Newark after this local break.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
And welcome back inside the Prudential Center tonight here in Newark, New Jersey, as the Blue Devils have made their way to the East Regional as they'll take on Arizona tonight. Of course, the Blue Devils out of the ACC. Arizona, you have to recalibrate your brain. They're from the Big 12. Duke is 33-3 overall. Winners of 13 in a row. They've won 29 of their last 30. Arizona is 24-12. These two met earlier in the season. To give you some perspective how long ago it was, November 22nd. It was out in the desert. The Blue Devils won by 14, 69-55. At that point, the Blue Devils were 4-1. Arizona 2-2. And John Roth, as I bring you in here courtside, John Rose, our producer and engineer back inside our network studios, is Kyle Schatzberger. In many respects, it feels like a lifetime ago because it was a lifetime ago in terms of this basketball season. That was at the very beginning, and both of these teams have grown a lot over the last 4 months.
They certainly have, and Arizona was definitely going through growing pains at that time. When Duke got that win, that was their second straight loss, actually. They had just lost at Wisconsin, and they will go on to lose 3 more times before the middle of December. They had a 4-5 record on December 14th before kind of righting their ship, getting things together, and starting that building process that made them an NCAA tournament team. So Duke probably had a hand in that, and not to mention some other factors within their team and within their personnel, but certainly that's maybe not the kind of game we're going to be looking for tonight.
And it was also really, if you think about it, the first statement game for John Shire's group. They let a lead get away or see a lead get away in the game against Kentucky and Atlanta in the Champions Classic. Came home, got a lopsided win, I think, over Wofford it was, and then they were looking at that game with Kansas on the back end in Las Vegas, and it was okay. How are you going to look on the road? A true road game here early in the season. Much was made about the non-conference true road game, and Cooper Flagg comes out and has 24, as you were saying earlier. A lion's share of his work was in the second half, and it felt like every time Arizona tried to get up off the mat, it was either Cooper or Kahn putting them back down.
Absolutely. Cooper had a wonderful second half. He actually had a pretty good first half defensively in that contest as well. Just couldn't get his shot to drop and had some turnovers. But in the second half, he showed the kind of go-to capabilities that he has for this Duke team that we've seen all year. And it was a big deal getting a win, a true road win at that particular time. Tommy Lloyd, the coach at Arizona, in his 4th year. And at that point, they had only lost, I think, 4 home games in his career at Arizona. So it's not something that happened very often. And they had a great crowd that night. If you remember, it was one of those whiteouts, and everybody was really into that game from the very beginning. And the Blue Devils certainly had the crowd against them in that contest, and were able to handle that and play their game and get that big win. So certainly a night that did make a statement for this team going forward.
And it didn't happen very often this year either. They only lost 2 other times at home this season. One was to Houston, number 1 seed in the Midwest region, and the other was to the BYU team here tonight, and they lost that one by a point, a game that was played in the 90s. A guy that played 24 minutes for the Blue Devils that night in Tucson was Malik Brown. Big news that he is back active here tonight. Who knows how much we'll see him on the floor. So putting that to the side, though, while he's been out, we really saw in the ACC tournament and last weekend in Raleigh the emergence of a freshman out of Manassas, Virginia. Patrick Gongwa really has stepped to the forefront. With Malik being out, I imagine he'll be a big piece of the puzzle tonight, whether Malik plays a ton of minutes or not.
You would think, because he's shown what he can do. I think specifically in the ACC tournament with both Malik and Cooper going out in the first half of the Georgia Tech game, and the Blue Devils being down 14 in that half as well. The Blue Devils needed some people to step up, and he was one of the guys that certainly did. The Carolina game in the semifinals, I believe he was 6 for 6 from the floor. He had several blocked shots in the tournament, and that kind of really got him going. He'd been improving all year and getting to that point, but major contributions in helping the Blue Devils win the ACC tournament, and certainly he's playing with a lot of confidence. He's a guy who's got great feet, great work around the basket. He can play some defense too, good shot blocker, and so the Blue Devils will certainly want to tap into his various abilities tonight.
And as the Blue Devils are back on the floor here in Newark, maybe we should talk about the guy that led them in scoring in the 2 games in Raleigh, including a career-high 25 on Sunday afternoon against Baylor. Tyrese Proctor in the championship game of the ACC tournament. He'd never made 6 threes in a game in his career. He did it against Louisville as the Blue Devils picked up their 23rd ACC title. You do it once, why not do it 2 more times in the NCAA tournament? 6 in the Mount St. Mary's game, and then a ridiculous 7 of 8 from 3 in the win over Baylor. John Roth, he's just been torching the Nets here in the postseason.
How about
after going 0 for 10 in the first 2 games in Charlotte?
Games of the term, but how about those 2 games in Raleigh? 13 for 16 from the 3-point line. That's just incredible, and that doesn't even take into consideration what he's been doing on the defensive end of the floor as well. And we've already talked about earlier, a couple moments ago, how important that could be in this contest when he's got to deal with somebody like Caleb Love, who's an offensive weapon who can go off at any time, which he did last weekend for those 29 points. So certainly Tyrese has been a leader for this team all year, but he's been doing it both as a presence and in production here as of late.
And a mature young man. When the questions have been asked about this weekend of the tournament specifically and the disappointment a year ago in Dallas, they're really talking to him because he was the guy on the floor. He knows that. He wants another crack at the Elite Eight. They would get Alabama if they can get through. It's Duke and Arizona. The Sweet 16 here in Newark will tip it off when you come back to the Prudential Center.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoDuke.
For more information, find your local independent insurance agent at insure-agent.com.
This season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to 605 Hoops Heroes, over $19,000 has already been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. Fans, it's not too late to join our team and show your support. Give your $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. That's 919-372-4159 and become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today.
For the latest in news, notes, and special content, head to GoDuke.com. This is the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duke fans. Want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance. Write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at 2 Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at 2menandatruck.com.
Duke and Arizona coming up from Newark inside the Prudential Center. A Sweet 16 showdown tip-off just moments away. Kyle Schasberger inside Studio 21. Before we go back out for the starting lineups and the opening tip-off with the guys, let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Duke Basketball in the Sweet 16 from Learfield. We gave you the final for Alabama and BYU earlier as part of our pregame coverage, 113-88. So Alabama awaits the winner of Duke and Arizona. One other final to report out in San Francisco is the top seed in the West region, Florida. Downs 4 seed to Maryland, 87-71. 5 make that 6 Gators in double figures. Nobody scored more than 15, but they out-rebound the Terps by 22, 42-20. That helps Florida into the Elite Eight. They'll meet the winner of Arkansas and Texas Tech, which will get started here a little bit later on. Now let's go back to Newark inside the Prudential Center for Duke and Arizona with John Roth and engineer John Rose. Here's the voice of the Blue Devils, David Shoemate.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. The second regional semifinal here tonight in Newark. As he told you, Alabama is through the 2 seed in the East. They await the winner of this one. We'll begin our starting lineups with the 4 seed, the Arizona Wildcats. 24-12. They beat Oregon, the 5 seed on Sunday night, 87-83. A game that saw them trail 19-4 out of the gates. The largest NCAA tournament comeback in program history. In the round of 32, it's the biggest comeback for anybody in the history of the event. They won by 4, and they're going to use the same starting 5 here tonight. Jaden Bradley will get the start at the point. they do have 3 different guys with more than 100 assists on the year. He's a junior, wears number 0, 6'3", 200-pounder. Out of Rochester, New York, 132 assists and 69 turnovers on the year. He also has 65 steals. Number 1 is Caleb Love. The 5th-year player is a guard, 6'4", 205. Out of St. Louis, Missouri. In the postseason, he's been averaging better than 19 per game. That's Big 12 in the NCAA tournament. Had 29 in the win over Oregon. He's their leading scorer, just shy of 17 per game. Number 3 is Anthony Del Orso, junior guard, 6'6", 190, out of Melbourne, Australia. The transfer from Campbell went for 12 in the win over Oregon. He had 0 games in double figures in their previous 8. Number 4 is Trey Townsend, the 5th-year player out of Oakland. The transfer is a forward, 6'7", 235, Oxford, Michigan native. Double figures 12 times this year, 4 times in their last 6, but only had 2 points and 3 rebounds in the win over Oregon. And rounding out the starting 5 is number 30, the transfer from Tennessee, Tobe Owaka, the junior forward, 6'9", 250, out of Hyde Park, New York, coming off his 9th double-double of the year, 12 and 14 he had in the win over Oregon. For head coach Tommy Lloyd, in his 4th season in Tucson, the associate head coach is Jack Murphy, and the assistants are Steve Robinson, TJ Benson, Rim Bakamis, and Ken Nakagawa. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils, the top seed in the East region, 33-3 overall. They've won 13 in a row, 29 of their last 30, and they'll roll out the same starting 5 they used in the second round in Raleigh here tonight.
Tyrese Proctor, guard, junior, Sydney, Australia.
Con Knipple, wing, freshman, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Sion James, guard, graduate student from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Cooper Flagg, small forward, freshman, Newport, Maine.
Come on, Madit Malwaj. I'm a center, freshman, and I'm from South Sudan, Rumbek.
Come on, with 5 double-doubles on the year. He's now got 69 dunks on the season, continuing to lead all of Duke's opponents combined. They have 59 for head coach Sean Shire. In his 3rd season at the helm, a finalist for the Naismith Coach of the Year Award, one of 4 finalists for that honor. The associate head coach is Chris Carroll, the assistants Emmanuel Dilding, Will Avery, and the director of play development is Justin Robinson. Arizona, of course, is the lower seed, so they're going to wear navy jerseys and shorts with white numerals, or white lettering, I should say, cardinal numerals, with some white trim as well down the shorts, and an Arizona logo at the bottom of the shorts. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils is the 1 seed in the East. We're in the familiar home white uniforms with Duke Blue numerals and lettering, a Duke Blue stripe down the side, and an Iron Duke D logo in white at the bottom of the shorts. As the starters are being introduced here at the Prudential Center, we will watch the Blue Devils go left to right here in the opening half as we see things courtside directly across from the Blue Devils bench. They can fit 16,755 in here. As I look around, John Roth, not really a seat to be had, and a good bit of the building bathed in Duke Blue.
Yes, this is always an excellent area for Duke to play in, this New York, New Jersey metropolitan area. So many alumni up here, and I know the tickets are distributed equally to all the schools that make this point in the tournament, but the Blue Devils have certainly come out and are representing here tonight in this contest here to go to the Elite Eight.
As we said earlier, 11th time they've played in the NCAA tournament in New Jersey. Everything else was in East Rutherford. And back in the 90s and the 80s, now they're here in Newark for the first time, looking to get to the Elite Eight for a 24th time.
Yeah, the Meadowlands, 1 or 2 stops down the New Jersey Turnpike, was a very happy home for the Blue Devils with 5 NCAA regionals there. Duke went 10-0 in those games and got the 5 Final Fours out of New Jersey. We'll see what happens this weekend up the pike in Newark.
One final word of encouragement from the 2 head coaches as the teams meander out to midcourt for the opening tap. It will be Maldowach jumping it up opposite of Owaka for Arizona. Everybody ready? The winner gets Alabama on Saturday in the Elite Eight. Keith Kimball leads our NCAA tournament officiating crew. He's assisted by Lee Cassell and Michael Greenstein. We're underway, and the Blue Devils control the opening tap. They'll work it left to right, and here comes Proctor across midcourt. Tyrese sends one over to the right, and Cooper Flagg faces up, looking back door on the left, nothing there. Inside it goes for James. Double teamed in the post, dribbles out of it, kicks to the right. Maldowach, plenty of time, 15 to shoot. A handoff for Cooper off of a screen. He'll jump up top and can't hit a 3. Maldowach got a hand on the rebound, a second opportunity for James. Into the paint, goes up and scores off the right window. Sion James has the first field goal of the night, and the Blue Devils have the lead 2-0.
A nice physical drive for Sion.
Townsend for Arizona going to work with Del Orso along the right sideline. Back up top of Waka, and now Love. Off of a screen to the right. Malawach crashes at him. Love nearly slid the pivot foot. Backpedals out near midcourt. Headed into the arms of Jaden Bradley. Off of a screen to the left. Trying to turn the corner on Malawach. He'll fade away from 15 inside the game. So each team scores on their opening possession. We're in the opening minute, tied at 2. Here's Cooper along the right sideline. Dribbles nearly into the corner, brings it back up top, and now Knipple gets a touch. Over to the left, there's Tyrese. Proctor at the top of the key. 10 to shoot, fed Malawach. One dribble, a handoff for Flag. He'll drop into the paint, lob it back to Malawach, catches in traffic. 6 to shoot, back for Cooper. To the left, Knipple off his foot, and they say he was out of bounds. And the Blue Devils turn it over for the first time tonight. That was awkward looking deep in that left corner and deep into the shot clock, John Roth.
Certainly was. The Blue Devils had some great ball movement going on until they got caught down there in the corner and couldn't quite execute their way out of that jam.
Bradley will bring it across for the Wildcats. Del Orso, and now back up top for Townsend. He plays catch with Love, who sends it over to left, and Bradley. A ball fake comes off of a screen set by Owaka. Penetrating to the right side of the paint. A ball fake, steps through, puts it up, left it short. Cooper got a hand on the rebound. He's got it. Across midcourt, tied at 2, 90 seconds in. It's Knipple, lethal crossover on Del Orso. Spins, back up top. Malawach now at the free throw line. One dribble, a hop step. Found a cutter and Proctor to the left corner for a James 3. Good. Sion's got all 5, and the Blue Devils are up 5 to 2.
A great start for Sion inside and outside.
Del Orso sends it over to the right, and Caleb Love. Waiting, wants to drive, trying to turn the corner on Proctor, cannot. Spins, rises up, and can't hit. Cooper's got another rebound. Across midcourt, leading by 3. The hit ahead for Malawach. Behind the defense, missed the dunk. They let the contact go, and here comes Arizona the other way. I thought Owaka hit him on the way up, John.
Certainly looked like it, and that affected the dunk.
Meanwhile, Del Orso hits a 3 at the top of the key to tie the game. His 49th of the season, 5 apiece, 2.5 minutes in. Proctor gets a touch, curling into the paint, rises up the lob to Malawach, and this time they do get the foul as he was hit to the deck. Options inside. The foul will go on Bradley, I believe. And that'll be his first, and the first on the team.
Blue Devils looking big time for come on here early. A few balls lobbed up toward the rim, trying to get him going here early in this contest and use that advantage.
James to inbound, lobs it for Cooper along the left sideline. Waiting. Looking for a slip. They run away from him, so he'll take the 3 and hit it. Everybody ran away from the best player in the country. Cooper said, okay, I'll make my 46th 3 of the season, and it's 8 to 5. Quickly down court, Del Orso in the corner. Lobs it back up top for Bradley. I don't know if I've seen that all year long. 2 guys run away from Cooper Flag. Love off a couple of screens to the right. Sends it back to the left, and Townsend. He wants to drive Cooper. Got a step to the baseline. A ball fake, a kick to the corner. Del Orso steps to the right and hits his second 3 of the ball game. So he's got 6, and we're tied at 8, 3 minutes in.
Cooper closed out with a high hand, which is what they talk about all the time, but a nice hesitation by the shooter, and he got a good look.
As James brings it across midcourt, finds Cooper on the left, faces up on Townsend, drives him, got a step, all the way to the rack, heavy contact, out of bounds, they say, last touch by Arizona. And the Blue Devils will keep it with 18 to shoot. Just underway here in Newark, tied at 8 with 16:41 to play in our opening half. Knipple inbound, right baseline, left side of the hoop. Looking inside, Proctor trying to come loose on the left instead of bounce pass for James. Couldn't collect the basketball. It coming all the way out for Cooper Flag. He lobs it to the left corner, Knipple. A ball fake, a drive on Owaka, and he'll scoop it home with the right hand. Knipple has his first field goal. And the Blue Devils retake the lead, 10 to 8, 3.5 minutes in.
Blue Devils successful in the paint thus far.
Del Orso for Arizona sends it over to the right, and Bradley. Knipple on him. Up top, Owaka, back for Bradley. Trying to turn the corner into the paint at the left elbow, fed it to the right. Townsend will take a 3 and give Arizona the lead for the first time tonight. Just 32% on the year. That's just his 16th make from the perimeter. 3 of their made field goals have come from outside, 11 to 10. The Wildcats have the lead out of bounds at the other end as Love knocked it out of the arms of Knipple. And first off the bench for head coach Sean Shire will be the freshman out of Manassas, Virginia. Patrick Gungba will relieve Kaman Malawach. And we see Henry Vasar for the first time tonight, the redshirt sophomore out of Estonia, coming in for Arizona, and Owaka will get a breather. So Little's inbound sideline right. Arizona has made all 3 of their threes. We told you coming in they make about 11 per game in the tourney. Cooper with Townsend defending. Dribbles to the left. Got some space. Elbow jumper on the left. Wouldn't go. Gungba trying to get the rebound. Couldn't get loose of Vasar. Here comes Arizona across midcourt. Bradley going to wait for help. It's Vasar down to the left and Love. Love comes off a couple of screens to the right. Backpedals. Can't launch over Knipple. Over to the right it goes and Bradley. 17 to shoot. He gives it to Vasar. Back for Bradley on the right. Off of a screen. Bradley nearly knocked loose by Proctor. Bobbled it into the arms of Vasar. Vasar with 7 to shoot. Here comes a double team. Back up top it comes for Bradley. Penetrates behind the back of the dribble. Tough too. Off the window. He banked it in. I don't think he meant to do that. But Arizona red hot from the field. They've made 5 of their first 7 and they lead by 3. 13 to 10.
Tyrese Proctor in his face. Still drained the banker.
As we approach 15 minutes to play in our opening half. Here's Con Knipple off of a screen sent by Gungba. Comes off of it. Room to operate. Sends it to the right. James is wide open. Could hit a 3. Gungba got a hand on the rebound. Who touched it last? He did. Out of bounds. And over to the Wildcats. Timeout on the floor. Just underway here in Newark. 15:06 to play in our opening half. The Blue Devils trail at 13 to 10.
Oh, what a great camping trip for the Williams family. It was epic, Zach. And this week's MVP was their 2024 Ford Bronco SUV, Matt. Absolutely. It hauled everything and everyone to this great spot by the lake. And get them back in time for the big game. Yeah, let's go! Let's go. With the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV on your team, it's game on. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Kyle Schasberger back with you inside Studio 21. This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. David Shumate, John Roth, and John Rose back in Newark. Gentlemen, Arizona starting hot from the floor. They've knocked down 4 shots in a row, 5 of 7 overall.
Yep, including 3 threes mixed in, and they lead by 3, and they'll be in possession when we get back to action as the Blue Devils trail at 13 to 10 here, just about 5 minutes in. By the way, congratulations to Cooper Flagg, the first of likely several to come. Earlier this week by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association, he was named the Player of the Year. That's the Oscar Robertson honor, and the Rookie of the Year, the Wayman Tisdale honor for Cooper. And we'll see if he gets a few more Player of the Year awards as the next few weeks unfold.
A couple of pretty good namesakes there for awards for somebody, too, that has aspirations of having long careers like they did.
You're with us in the pregame show. The head coach made a point. One of the things that makes Cooper different, unique, whatever term you want to use, he could care less. I mean, not that he doesn't appreciate the recognition, but he's much more consumed with the fact that, as Kyle told you, Arizona's hit 4 in a row and 71% from the field so far, 5 out of 7, including all 3 of their threes. In that first meeting between these two, three-point shooting was a problem for Arizona. They were 6 of 23 for the ballgame.
It certainly was, and this hot start for Arizona tonight has not included Caleb Love, who's their leading scorer on the season. So Blue Devils need to get going here.
As Arizona brings it across midcourt. Bradley for Vasar. One dribble, waiting, hands it off for Love. Curling into the arms of Gungba, so he sends it over to the right of Bryant. He wants to drive on Cooper, left side of the paint. A handoff for Bradley. Now he backs out to the top of the key. Off of a screen sent by Vasar. Bradley at the right elbow. Pivoting, sends it back outside for Del Orso. 7 to shoot. Waiting, back up top Vasar, and now into the arms of Bradley. 4 on the timer. 3 and 2. Jumps up. Can't hit this one. And the long rebound for Vasar. The first offensive rebound for Arizona tonight. And a fresh 20 to work with. The handoff for Bradley. Curling on Cooper. Got to step into the paint. Hesitation move. Flung it up and got it to go. Bradley with 6 and Arizona leads by 5. Cooper scored the last 7.
Cooper wisely kept his feet and avoided the foul.
15 to 10. Blue Devils trail. Here's Proctor into the paint, rises up and hits a floater with the right hand. Proctor's first field goal cuts it to 3. 15 to 12 as we approach 14 minutes to play in the half. Del Orso off of a screen sent by Vasar. They lob it back to Vasar on the left side of the paint. Rises up over Gungba, takes the contact, and he'll shoot 2 as Patrick picks up his first foul. It'll be Vasar at the line where he hits him at a 67% clip. And as he heads there, we remind you that Blue Devil basketball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Vasar averages 9 points per game in the first free throw short. Free throw shooting was not really a thing in the first game. The Blue Devils are 8 out of 13. Arizona was 7 out of 11. I know we can't draw a ton of conclusions, but we have played 6 minutes, and there's been one foul apiece so far.
Yep.
As KJ Lewis comes into the game for the first time for Arizona, and Caleb Foster's out there for the first time for John Shire, the sophomore out of Harrisburg, North Carolina, averaging 9 a game in the tournament. As Vasar goes 1 out of 2, and Arizona leads by 4, 16-12, 6 minutes in. So it's Caleb Foster, Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, and Patrick Gungba. Here's Proctor on the right. Comes off of a screen, jumps up, and hits a three. His red-hot shooting continues, and they're back within 1. Made 7 of 8 against Baylor. Lewis at the offensive end, trying to drive inside. Fed it to the baseline on Bryant. Rises up over Cooper, left it short. They fight for the rebound. Foster has it. Here they come looking to retake the lead. Caleb across midcourt. Drifts to the right, looks to the left. Proctor steps to the left. Can't hit this one. Gungba being tackled by Vasar, and the foul will go on Arizona. Second foul on the Wildcats, and the Blue Devils will get a fresh 20 as they'll inbound on the baseline. Gungba is not shy about contact, I think is a good way to describe him. He's not afraid to mix it up.
He's not. He is a physical player, and he's got the physique to do it.
6'11", 250. Of course, you're just joining us. Malik Brown is available tonight. He's dressed on the bench, hasn't come in yet. Knipple to inbound, does for Gungba, deep in the right corner. Bounce pass up top for Caleb Foster. Drifts to the left, Cooper's got it now. Swings it low, back up top, Kahn. Awkward catch, but he made it. To the right corner, Caleb a three. A rainbow that wouldn't go. And the weak side rebound for Caleb Love. Across midcourt, Blue Devils trail by 1, 16-15 as we approach 13 minutes to play in the half. Bradley trying to drive, looking for a cutter, nothing doing. Spinning, lobbed it up top for Vasar. And now further to the right it goes, and Caleb Love off a couple of screens. He fed it to the right, and Bryant. He wants to drive, rises up from 19, can't hit the long jumper. The rebound chased down by Con Knipple. So the Blue Devils another chance to go back in front. They already had one lead change. The game has been tied 3 times. The Blue Devils have led by as many as 3. Arizona by as many as 5. Up top, it's Knipple. Gungba sets the screen. He takes it to the left. Curls around Vasar. Kahn looking to drive. Got a step on Love. Tripped on the way by. It'll be on Lewis. On a reach-in foul. That'll be his first. Third on the team. And here comes Isaiah Evans for the first time tonight. The freshman out of Fayetteville. And Malawach will return, as will Tobe Awaka for Arizona. And Vasar will head out. So just like we saw in Raleigh, John Shire going to his bench early and often.
He got a lot of guys involved in the first 10 minutes of the games in Raleigh. I think both games you got 9 guys in the first 10 minutes.
Caleb looking to get it in on the baseline, having a hard time trying to find a cutter, just throws it up top for Proctor. He'll drive on Bryant, crossing over at the top of the key, plenty of time, 15 to shoot, bounces it to the left, and there's Malawach. A handoff for Cooper, curling, back up top Tyrese, a ball fake, into the paint, steps through, scoops, and scores. My goodness, softly with the right hand, and he's already got 7, and Duke has retaken the lead 17-16. 12-15 to play in the half. Into the right corner it goes. Dribbling back up top, Jaden Bradley. Shovels one off for Awaka, now further to the left and Love. He comes off of a hard screen set by Awaka. Love with Malawach in his face to the right corner, and Bradley now, 12 to shoot. Bradley, defended by Cooper Flagg, gets a screen from Awaka, fed it back to him, curling inside, nearly lost it. Fed it back up top for Bradley, 5 on the timer, drives, left side of the paint, forced it, or tried to anyway, now he does, and can't hit. Outstanding defense for Cooper, rebounding foul on Malawach, and the head coach of the Blue Devils does not agree. It's going to chase us to a timeout, 11:48 to go until the break. The Blue Devils lead at 17-16.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the NCAA tournament. More from the Prudential Center after this local timeout.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious Southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's Bo time.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Postseason coverage of Duke basketball is presented by Duke Stores. Have you checked out shop.duke.edu? Shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
First have Duke Stores along for the postseason ride as the Blue Devils are in Newark, taking on Arizona in the Sweet 16 tonight. The East Regional, the winner will get the 2 seed Alabama in the Elite 8 as the Crimson Tide torched the Nets. I mean, torched the Nets from 3 in the first game of the night, setting an NCAA tournament record with 25 threes. They were coming from everywhere, largely out of the arms of Sears. He had 30-plus as Alabama got by BYU, scoring 113 points. 113-88 was the final score as the Blue Devils lead this one here, trying to get Alabama come Saturday. And we remind you, the Blue Devil Basketball is brought to you in part by the FanDuel Sports Network. The FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams. Watch all the big hits, big shots, big goals, all in one place. For coverage of Blue Devils athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long. So let's set the 5 on the floor for head coach Sean Shire out of the most recent timeout. It'll be Caleb Foster, Isaiah Evans, Tyrese Proctor, Cooper Flagg, and Kaman Malawach. Arizona inbounding. They send it up top for Love. Evans defending him now. 15 to shoot. Over to left it goes, and Lewis now into the corner, and Bradley. Bradley puts it on the deck, lobs it up top for Awaka. Waiting, looking back door, it's not there. Back up top for Bradley, 6 to shoot. Off of the screen, lobs it to the left. Lewis, a ball faking a drive. Got it on Proctor, scoop with the left hand. No, Malawach the rebound. And here's Tyrese the other way. Doesn't have a numbers advantage, may have to wait for help behind the back. He goes inside and gets hit in the face, and a foul coming. If that's on Bradley, that's 2. It is. That's significant. He averages about 34 minutes per game. We'll see if Tommy Lloyd brings him out with 11:23 to play in the half. He will as he picks up number 2.
Tyrese trying not to check his jaw, but did take a shot.
And Proctor will inbound along the right sideline. Does up top for Caleb Foster. Caleb drifts to the left, sends it for Tyrese. Malawach sets the screen. Tyrese splits the double team. Into the paint he goes. Lefty scoop. No, Malawach tapped the rebound, and he's going to pick up the foul coming over the back, they say. And that's number 2 on Malawach, so he'll have to have a seat. And here comes Gungbo back in.
So one key player for each team has picked up the second foul here around the 11-minute mark in the first half. We'll see how long they sit.
Malawach out. Proctor will leave as well as Sion James returns. Of course, Sion, the graduate student out of Sugar Hill, Georgia. Grad transfer that came over from Tulane. And the Blue Devils' lead is still 17-16. Arizona hasn't scored in nearly 3 minutes now, so we approach 11 minutes to play in the half. Awaka sends it over to the left. Townsend gets a touch. Waiting with the right-hand dribble, trying to turn the corner on James. Fed it to the right corner. It's Lewis. Elbow jumper off the right is too strong. Awaka got a hand on the rebound, and we get a foul on the Blue Devils again. And that is on Gungba, and that's his second. So the post guys each have 2.
That's not good news for the Blue Devils here in the early going with still 10:55 to go in this half, and both big guys picking up their second foul.
Gungbo will stay out there. Only 4 fouls called on Duke, but 2 on each of them. Townsend waiting, looking to drive. Hands it off for Del Orso up top instead. 13 to shoot. Sends it over to the left to KJ Lewis. Lewis penetrates, back up top Awaka. Looking to get a step on Gungbo. Ran him over. Offensive foul. And Awaka picks up his first. And boy, it worked out, but risky move for Gungba. That could have easily been number 3.
Yeah, what a gutty move by Gungba. Especially considering how seldom charges are called anymore. He stood in there and took the contact and drew the charge, but you don't get that call too often anymore, and it was a risk, but it paid off.
I think it helped that Owaka was essentially falling down as he ran into him. Either way, it's a turnover for Arizona, and here's James at the top of the key looking to add to a 1-point lead. 10.5 minutes to go in our first half. Cooper flag on the right, a driving lane on Owaka, off the window, no. Tap, follow, no. They fight for the rebound. Cooper's got it. On the baseline, going to work on Lewis, and a foul is called on a reach in. And that'll be Lewis's second. With 10:21 to play in the half.
Cooper's so strong with the ball in there. Guys swiping at him the whole time and still able to maintain control of the ball.
And now Tommy Lloyd is upset. And Keith Kimball, our lead official, is talking to him as we see Mason Gillis for the first time come in, the graduate student out of Newcastle, Indiana, the grad transfer from Purdue. As Cooper will leave, as will Caleb Foster. So it's James, Evans, Gillis, Gungba, and Knipple. Kahn looking to get it in, having a hard time. Lobs it out near midcourt. Sion's got it now. The Blue Devils their own mini drought. They haven't scored in 2 minutes. Patrick Gungba waiting, a handoff for Evans. Jumps up and hits a three. Rattles it home for his 62nd of the season. And it builds the lead to 4, 20-16. This is a 10-1 push since they trailed by 5. Owaka at the free throw line. Doesn't want to shoot. Over to the left in Del Orso. Off of a screen set by Owaka. Del Orso lobs it to the left. Townsend will take a three. Way too strong. Weak side rebound fought for. Still loose. Dug out by Sion James. Now Owaka and he go to the deck. And the tie-up will keep it with Arizona. And Owaka comes away holding his face. There were just a pile of bodies over there trying to get the loose basketball. Of course, the Blue Devils never shy to get on the floor. And with 9 to shoot, Arizona will get it back. And Owaka is now sitting up and kind of rubbing at his right temple. And now the bench is going to come over and take a look at him, the training staff. And the two teams will have a chance to go and talk to their respective benches briefly. And they're going to continue to tend to Owaka, who's sitting just outside the paint on the right side of the floor.
He's basically sitting right in front of the Duke bench.
And he is a imposing human at 6'9", 250. Good to see him pop up. Looks like he's going to be okay. Very similar build, it feels like, from my eye, to Norchad Omier that the Blue Devils saw a week ago.
Yeah, definitely.
And kind of a really good offensive rebounder as well. Owaka has 9 double-doubles. I think Omier had 22 coming into that game.
So this year, that guy had, I think 90. He had 90 for his career. Oh, my goodness.
So let's see if the Blue Devils can add to this 10-1 push. They've scored the last 8 over the last 4 minutes. Del Orso will inbound sideline right after the tie-up with 9 to shoot. A U of A chant started. The Duke fans would have none of that. Here comes the Let's Go Duke chant. Caleb Love off the inbound, trying to drive James. Got a step to the left elbow, cut off there by Evans. Turns around, puts it up, left it short, and Isaiah will chase down the rebound. And here they come screaming across midcourt, leading by 4. Sion to the left, there's Isaiah Evans again. Hit a three a moment ago, fed it back to Sion James instead this time. Thumbs down is the play call. Sion lets the defense get organized, sends it for Evans again. This one short from 3, and Vasar the rebound. Across midcourt, Caleb Love on the drive. Floater up with the right hand, too strong. Mason Gillis strong to claim the miss. See if the Blue Devils can push the pace. We approach 9 minutes to play in the half. They lead by 4, 20-16. James into the paint with Sol. Blocking foul. Oh, no. The inside official said blocking foul. The outside official said offensive foul. And now this is going to be a very upset head coach, one way or the other.
One way or the other. Yep.
And the 3 the officials are talking about, are they going to call double foul? I bet they do. And now both coaches will be upset. They're walking away. And what's the call? They're going to call a double foul. So Sion's going to get one. Sorry.
Okay.
And because of that, I think the Blue Devils will be in possession because they have the arrow. So, you know, sometimes when 2 officials look at each other and then they nod like they agree because they didn't make the call, I think a lot of times they don't agree. They're just waiting for one or the other to make the decision first. And that time they both made the call. So each gets a foul. I think they go to the possession arrow. So maybe just the Blue Devils have it because they were in possession. We'll wait and see if they change the arrow.
So do we get a charge and a block? Are those the 2 calls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And I think more than upset, the 2 coaches are just confused. The foul for Arizona is on Vasar, and that's his second. So foul trouble for both sides already. And Vasar is going to stay out there with 2. And Knipple inbound, right baseline, right side of the hoop. They inbound it for Gungba. They say they pick up at the point of interruption, so the Blue Devils still have the possession here. I guess that's the slim silver lining that comes out of that. As Sion sends it to the right, Knipple's open, and he hits a 3. Kahn has 5, and the Blue Devils have scored the last 11. They lead by 7, 23-16, with 8:48 to play in the half. And now the Duke faithful starting to make some noise. Caleb Love comes off of a screen to the left. Evans greets him. A handoff for Bryant, curling to the top of the key. Back to the left, El Orso. James in his hip pocket. Drifts to the right, back up top, Vasar. Looking to the left, there's Love. Love, a crossover, can't get by Knipple. 7 to shoot, fires from 3, and hits. So that's Caleb Love's first field goal, a tough contested 3, and he brings Arizona back within 4. Kind of shots they want him taking, though. You know he's going to take some. You want to have a hand in his face. And it's 23-19, 8:15 to play in the half. Knipple slapped that, fouled by Love on a reach-in. That'll be the first on Caleb Love, the 8th on Arizona. And it'll be Kahn Knipple to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. It gives us a chance to tell you the Food Line is the proud sponsor of the Score to Get More program. For each free throw the Blue Devils make in tonight's game, Food Line Feeds will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank.
I know they definitely want to contest every shot that Caleb Love takes. They really would like to make sure that most of those are inside the three-point line and make him shoot over them, contesting 2-pointers inside the three-point line and also stopping his right side drive. So those are a couple things they're focused on. Knipple missed the front end of the 1-and-1, but Gillis got the offensive rebound. Here's James on the drive, and more free throws coming as the foul will be on Townsend, and that's his first. For Kahn, that was just his 11th miss of the season. He's 7th in the country at better than 90%. And now Sion will shoot 2. Sion at 81.1% on the year. Missed the first. So the Blue Devils have missed their first 2 free throws of the ballgame. They came in one of the better free throw shooting teams in the country, hitting them at a 78.5% clip. Second one for Sion. 1 out of 2. So he's got 6, and the lead is 5, 24-19. As we hit 8 minutes to play in our first half. Love across midcourt. Drifts to the right. Gets the screen from Vasar. Probing to the baseline. Trying to find somebody on the baseline. Gillis took it away, but saved it to Vasar. Put it off the window. Gungba picks up number 3, and Vasar's got a chance for 3. Vasar's fake got Gungba up off of his feet, and that's always a dangerous thing to do when you're inside trying to guard in the paint. Don't leave your feet. He did. He got called for the foul. Timeout on the floor. 7:51 to play until the break. The Blue Devils lead at 24-21 as we send it to the studio and check in with Kyle.
Thanks so much, David. Let's go ahead and reset the tournament scoreboard for you here on the first night of the second weekend here in the Sweet 16, with half the action taking place today. The other half coming up tomorrow. We got 2 finals. We have 2 finals to report, including earlier before us in Newark inside the Prudential Center with Alabama and BYU. And the 2-seeded Crimson Tide set an NCAA tournament record, knocking down 25 three-pointers. They took 51 shots beyond the arc. Only 15 total 2-pointers in all. 66 total shots, 51 of them coming from downtown. And they win 113-88. Mark Sears and Aiden Holloway combined for 57 points. They were from beyond the arc, 16 of 29 overall. Mark Sears had 10 threes. Again, 113-88 as Alabama blistered the cords and have advanced to back-to-back Elite Eights for the first time in school history. The other final came out of the West, first of 2 games. Top-seeded Florida looking to punch their ticket to the Elite Eight round for the first time since 2017, taking on Maryland.
Inside 4.5 to go for the Florida Gators, the top seed looking to move on to the Elite Eight. Aberdeen with it high left, up top it goes to Houck between the circles. Dribbles over on the right side, he'll hand it off. Richard takes a deep 3 and knocked it in. Will Richard with 15. 80-64 Florida, 4:12 to go. That one came from way downtown.
Ryan Radke on the Westwood One NCAA radio Radio Network, Richard with 15 points to lead the Gators in scoring, one of 6 in double figures. Gators with a plus 22 advantage on the boards. They turned the ball over 17 times themselves, but were able to overcome it, including Derek Queen scoring 27 for Maryland in defeat. 87-71 the final score. Florida with the 16-point win. They will beat the winner of Arkansas and Texas Tech. They've gone under 14 minutes to play in the first half, with Arkansas and San Francisco the lowest remaining seed. 10-seeded Hogs leading 3-seeded Texas Tech 18-7 with close to 7 minutes played at the Chase Center. Hogs currently on a 15-2 push. Games tomorrow include Ole Miss, Michigan State in the South region, Michigan and Auburn, the number 1 overall seed, also in the South. Games being played at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Kentucky, Tennessee, Purdue, and Houston will both be in Indianapolis. 4 more games heading your way tomorrow. We'll preview some of those coming up at halftime. David?
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. As we got 7:51 to play in our first half here, the Blue Devils leading by 3, 24-21. And tonight's game between Duke and Arizona is presented by Duke Stores. Visit shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop. Some housekeeping on the foul situation. We told you that was 3 on Gungba. That is the case. He's come out with 7:51 to go, and Malik Brown is out there for the first time. The junior out of Culpeper, Virginia, the transfer from Syracuse, so that's noteworthy. Also, they changed one of the Arizona fouls, took away one from Vasar and gave it to Del Orso, so those each have one as Vasar makes the free throw on the 3-point play out of the timeout. So now only 2 guys for Arizona have 2, Lewis and Bradley. And for the Blue Devils, Gungba's got 3, and Malawach has 2, and Malik Brown out there for the first time in a couple of weeks, holding at the top of the key. Dribbles to the right, faces up, waits back to the left. There's Cooper Flagg. He comes off of the screen, probing into the paint, steps through on Vasar, off the window and in. A strong drive for Cooper. He's got 5, and the Blue Devil lead back to 4, 26-22 with 7:25 to play in the half.
Cooper's first 2 in the game after that 3 earlier.
Caleb Love with it now, sends it over to the left, and Del Orso looking along the sideline, sends it back up top for Townsend, and now Love again. Waiting for a screen from Vasar, didn't get it. Love with Knipple defending, trying to drive him, got into the paint, cut off by Brown, spun, fed it inside for Vasar, hesitation move, got it knocked loose, out of bounds, last touch by the Blue Devils. Proctor got a hand on it, then Malik Brown got a hand on it, and Arizona's got 5 to shoot as they inbound on the left baseline.
Yeah, good work, especially by Proctor, coming from off the ball to attack inside.
Del Orso, the inbounder, left baseline, right side of the hoop. Waiting, still waiting. Off the inbound, Love is open in front of the Duke bench, and he hits a 3. His second of the ball game. And he brings Arizona back within 1. It's 26-25 as we under 7 minutes to play in the half. Just came free off the inbound along the sideline. Arizona is now 5 of 7 from 3. Blue Devils 5 out of 10. And as Brown found Knipple along the baseline, step through, back up top, the pass deflected on the way to Cooper, out of bounds, last touch by Arizona and Bryant. As Arizona is going deep into the bench, and they're bringing in Conrad Martinez. Or are they? He came all the way to check in, and now he's headed back to his seat. Only averaged about 5 minutes per game. So Knipple gets it in for Tyrese Proctor. Tyrese off of the screen set by Malik Brown. Probing, fed it to him at the free throw line, found a cutter in Cooper, in on Bryant, steps through, goes up, and scores again. Cooper Flagg has 7, and the Blue Devil lead is 3, 28-25.
Another one of those great feeds by Malik Brown.
6:22 to play in our first half. Del Orso along the right sideline, spinning, fed it to Vasar, in on Brown, kicks to the left corner, Bryant to 3, short, and the rebound chased down by Bryant, in the paint, kicks to the right, Townsend sets the feet, can't shoot, he'll drive Gillis instead, tough 2 off the side of the backboard, and he draws the whistle, and Gillis does not agree.
I thought Gillis thought he had a blocked shot there.
I think they're calling it on Brown, and that'll be his first. And more free throws for Arizona. As Townsend at 78.8% will shoot his first 2 of the ball game.
Of course, big in the NCAA tournament last year when he was playing for Oakland and helped them upset Kentucky in the tournament. Had a 17-point, 12-rebound game against the Wildcats and transferred here to Arizona for his 5th year.
As he makes the first free throw, Sion James will return and Mason Gillis will head out. Malik Brown, if you're wondering, wearing that brace we saw earlier this year when he returned for the first time. He had the shoulder injury on that left shoulder. And the second free throw for Townsend is good. So Arizona's back within 1, and now we will see Conrad Martinez, the sophomore out of Spain, come in. 22nd game he's played in, but as we said, he only averages about 5 minutes per game for Arizona. See if the Blue Devils attack him out there at 6 foot 175. James for Cooper on the left. Flag trying to find Proctor, curling into the paint all the way through. Scoop it up, no. Brown trying to get a rebound, knocked it loose. He did. Out for Proctor, up top Knipple. Steps by Martinez. Waiting, pivots, kicks to the left. James, he'll drive the baseline on Bryant. Bodied up, steps through. Got him airborne, put it off the window and in. Sion James has 8, the lead back to 3. 30-27 with 5:40 to play in the half. Martinez, a handoff for Caleb Love. Off of the screen set by Vasar. Love probing a lob back to Vasar. Blocked by Cooper, but a foul is called. And that'll be 2 more free throws as Cooper picks up his first.
Kahn just about got a fingertip on the lob as well. He was very close to deflecting that away.
And Vasar, who was 2 of 3 at the line, shooting 2 more. And the first one is good. So he's got 5 points for the ballgame now. As Owaka is going to come back in for Vasar if he can make the second free throw. Blue Devils navigating heavy foul trouble in the post. Malawach has 2. He's been out since the 11:13 mark. Gung's got 3. He's been out since the 7:51 mark as Vasar makes both of these. Cooper just picked up his first, and Malik Brown has picked up 1. And still 5.5 minutes to play until the break. As Cooper rings it across midcourt. Through all that, they still lead 30-29, 5:24 to play in the half. Flag on the left. Waiting, lobs it into the post for James. Deflected once, twice, taken away by Martinez. A long hit ahead on the right for Del Orso, too far. Arizona threw it away. Their second turnover. Duke has only turned it over twice.
Arizona had a chance to strike with a fast break and get some transition points, but careless with the ball.
And so the Blue Devils will get it back with this 1-point lead. They've made 4 of their last 5 from the field. But Arizona is 6 of 7 at the line. Blue Devils 1 out of 3. Here's James off of the screen set by Cooper Flag. Fed it to him at the elbow. Spins into the paint. Lefty scoop. Wow, how pretty is that? Cooper Flag already with 9 in the lead back to 3. As we will under 5 minutes to play in the half. 32-29 our score. Martinez for Arizona. Drifts to the right. A screen from Owaka. Waiting, looking up top. Nothing doing. Lobs it for Del Orso. 15 to shoot. Del Orso sends it over to the left to Caleb Love. Crossing over once, twice. Drives to the left. Got by Cooper. Kicks to the right corner. Martinez a 3. Wow. Martinez averages 1.6 points per game. He hits Arizona's 6-3 on 9 attempts. He was 4 of 9 from 3 coming in, and they've tied it at 32. 4:22 to play until the break. Sion James out near midcourt. Dribbles to the right. Martinez nearly fell down. He fed Knipple. He'll drive. Bodied up by Del Orso. Got by him anyway. Put it off the window and in. Con Knipple with a strong drive. He's got 7. Duke back in front. 34-32 as we approach 4 minutes to play in the half. Martinez off of a screen set by Owaka. Sends it to Caleb Love in front of Tyrese Proctor. Trying to drive him. Cut off. Fed it to Del Orso for 3. Rimmed off. The rebound. Proctor and Cooper got a hand on it. Malik claims it. And here comes Sion ahead for Cooper Flag on the right. Driving Martinez. Spun, backs out to the corner Knipple, and he stepped along the sideline. And that'll be the Blue Devils' 3rd turnover as they give it back, and we've got a timeout. 3:46 to play until the break. It's Duke 34 and Arizona 32.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero at your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Blue Devil fans, the Food Lion Feed Score to Give More program is back for this incredible postseason run. Food Lion Feeds has donated more than 6.5 million meals to local food banks and college pantries through the Food Lion Feed Score to Give More program. For every free throw made by Duke women's and men's basketball teams during this tournament, Food Lion Feeds will continue to donate 100 meals to help our local neighbors in need. Food Lion is the official grocer of the ACC and proud to support the Blue Devils.
Duke leads Arizona 34-32 in the NCAA East Region semifinal in Newark. Let's check out some of our in-game stats presented by Steel. Trusted Steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Cooper Flagg leading the Blue Devils in scoring here thus far with 9 points on 4 out of 8 shooting, but closely followed by Sion James with 8 and 7 apiece for Proctor and Knipple. Blue Devils have shot an even 56% from the floor, 14 out of 25, and they're an even 50% from the three-point line at 5 out of 10. On the other side, Arizona's been led by 4 players with 6 points apiece, and they've shot 43%, 10 out of 23, but 60% from the three-point line at 6 out of 10. Duke's out-rebounded Arizona so far at 12-10, and their work in the paint has been really solid on both ends. They've scored 18 of their 34 in the paint, and they've limited Arizona to just 4 points in the paint thus far. So with 3:46 to go in this first half, the Blue Devils have a 2-point lead on the Wildcats.
It's kind of funny. If you look at the stat sheet and look at the shooting percentages and everything, John Roth, and kind of close your eyes, you'd think the Blue Devils are up by more, just the way a lot of these categories are broken down. But Arizona has hit 6 of 10 from 3, as you said, and hit 6 of their 7 at the line. The Blue Devils have only taken 3, and they've only made 1 of them. And that's really what has kept Arizona within 2, and the Wildcats are in possession out of the timeout as they work it across right to left. Kaman Malowacz back on the floor with 2 fouls. He's been sitting since the 11-13 mark. So nearly 8 minutes of game action. Over to the right it goes, and Martinez for Arizona. Into the corner for Bryant, who can't hit a 3. They fight for the rebound, out of bounds, last touch by Arizona.
Looked like Owaka that time just went over Kaman and tapped it out. Kaman in great position inside.
Arizona dealing with their own foul difficulty. Bradley's been out since 11:23 mark when he picked up his second. Sion James goes off the screen set by Cooper, fed it back to him in the pocket. He'll drive, put it off the window and in. Cooper Flagg is the first into double figures. He's got 11, and the lead is 4, 36-32 with 3:10 to play in the half. Bradley for Arizona back on the floor now. Sends it over to the left, and Caleb Love back up top for him. Waiting, comes off of the screen. Another one to the right, set by Owaka. Bradley sends it over to the left, and Caleb Love, 10 to shoot. He'll drive Knipple, and on Malowacz, off the window, no, but he'll shoot free throws. And I think it's going to be on Knipple. We'll see who the foul is on. That indeed is the case, and that's his first.
Blue Devils been trying to keep Love off the line, and they've been successful until right now. These will be his first free throw attempts, and he is an excellent free throw shooter by percentage and volume.
And nearly 89% on the year. And the right-handed free throw shooter hits the first. Blue Devil Basketball is brought to you in part by Kohl's. The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. So that's the first point for Caleb Love, but did not come from 3. He's got 7 for the ball game, and a second free throw on the way, and good. So he is now their leading scorer with 8, and he's brought him back within 2, 36-34 with 2:50 to play in the half. James across midcourt. Waiting, looking to the right. There's Con Knipple. Swings it high. Malowacz roll into the hoop. Instead, they go to the left, and Cooper jumps up from 3, and it's short. The rebound for KJ Lewis. Knipple nearly picked up a foul in the rebounding action. Here come the Wildcats across midcourt. Lewis lobbed it to the left. Love a 3. No. Malowacz fight for the rebound. Vasar came over the back and saved it for an Arizona bucket. And now John Shire calls for time as KJ Lewis got the bucket to tie the game at 36, 2:27 to play until the break. We step aside. Brand new ball game here in Newark.
Hey Blue Devil fans, it's game day, and Harris Teeter knows your party is just as important as the game. With mouth-watering wings, delicious dips, pre-ordered party platters to please any crowd, and not to mention the best pizzas, ribs, and ready-to-grill pub burgers in town. Only Harris Teeter can deliver delicious as you huddle up with family and friends to celebrate. Set a reminder to order ahead if you need party platters, and make Harris Teeter your pre-game stop before the next game. Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for their delicious game day.
Blue Devils Wildcats. You're listening to Duke basketball in the NCAA tournament. We'll return to Newark after this local break.
This season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to 605 Hoops Heroes, over $19,000 has already been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. Fans, it's not too late to join our team and show your support. Give your $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. That's 919-372-4159 and become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today.
Hi, I'm Megan Gower of Her Hoop Stats. Each week, co-host Rob Joyce and I break down all the latest around women's basketball on the Gower Hour. We analyze what's happened each week, preview what's to come, and talk with guests from around the country to make sure you're covered coast to coast from now all the way through the Final Four in April. Available each week, search and subscribe to Her Hoop Stats in your feed on Apple, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and check out herhoopstats.com for all your women's hoops needs.
In Arizona in the Sweet 16, tied at 36, 2:27 to play in the opening half from Newark inside the Prudential. Gone final. One other game in progress. Arkansas continuing to lead Texas Tech. 10-seeded Razorbacks in the West region ahead of the 3-seeded Red Raiders. 26-19 is the score. Under 6 minutes to play in that first half, as Kevin Knox has 11 points to lead all scores. David?
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Blue Devils using a timeout here as Arizona has scored the last 4 to tie the game at 36 with 2:27 to play in the half. John Roth, so you're looking at, there's a lot to like on the box score. Really, the only thing right now is free throws. Arizona's 8 of 9. The Blue Devils 1 out of 3. Every other statistical category really favors John Shire's group pretty decisively.
Yeah, a couple of things that I would like to see here is the Duke's dominance in points in the paint, and particularly holding Arizona to just 6 points in the paint thus far, and excellent rebounding.
As James comes across midcourt, pivoting at the top of the key, looking to the right. Proctor's open. He's got it now in front of Bryant. Further to the right in Concanipple. He'll drop Caleb Love. The lob to Common, and he'll dunk it down for his first points of the ball game. His 70th dunk of the season puts the Blue Devils back in front, 38-36, with 2 minutes to play in the half.
And we've seen that connection come through quite a bit this year.
Caleb Love lobbed it, and they say James caught him on the arm before Cooper could get the theft, and that's the second on Sion James. And it'll be Love at the free throw line shooting 2, as that is the 10th team foul on the Blue Devils. So James is now the 3rd with 2 or more. He joins Malawach and Gungba. And Caleb Love back to the free throw line, as Arizona has done a lot of work at the charity stripe here in the first half, and the first one for Love is good. He's got 9 on the verge of double figures here before halftime, as Gillis will return and James will have a seat, likely for the final 156 of the first half. Gung's been sitting over there since the 7:51 mark when he picked up his 3rd. And the second free throw for Love ties the game at 38. 156 to play in the half. All these points in the paint for John Shire's group, and somehow, miraculously, Arizona's not fouling on any of it. 38 apiece. Across midcourt, here's Tyrese Proctor. Bouncing it to the left Knipple. Faces up. Tried to feed it for Cooper. It's deflected into backcourt. And it'll stay with the Blue Devils. Initially, they said Arizona ball. It looked like it was clearly deflected. It was. And they changed the call and give it back to Cooper Flack, who will inbound just in front of us. John Rose, very adept with the arms over there. John Roth.
Nice job on the catch.
Fielding the basketball.
Good job there.
As Proctor gets it in for Cooper now. Across midcourt. Cooper drifts to the left, drives Owaka, got to the baseline, spins, steps through, he got fouled, and he'll shoot 2 as Owaka picks up his second. And the Blue Devils, these will be the first free throw attempts for Cooper Flag tonight. And by the way, if he can make one, he'll tie the freshman record for free throws made in a season. It'll be his 160th. Jabari Parker currently holds that record back in 2014. And the first for Cooper. More importantly, gives them the lead back, I should say, 39-38, but he's tied the record. Now he can have it all by himself. Game that's kind of ground to a halt in the last 10-15 minutes of real time, I would say.
Yeah, it's only been a couple of baskets in the last, 4 minutes.
Cooper's second free throw is good as well. So he had 24 in the first meeting. He's got 13 with still 95 seconds to play in the first half. Duke 40, Arizona 38, and the Blue Devil faithful come to their feet here in Newark. Caleb Love out near the center circle. Drifts to the right, trying to turn the corner on Proctor, and another foul coming. As Tyrese is going to get called for a bump. And more free throws for the Wildcats.
Tyrese trying to fight through a screen that time to not give up on his defensive love, and called for the collision.
I'm not saying that's not a foul, but what is done to Cooper Flagg is criminal and let go, as Love's first free throw was good. I mean, you know what I mean? It's full body contact on the best player in the country, and he's taken 2 free throws. And Caleb Love has taken 5 already. And I can't remember Love getting anywhere near the basket.
Well, number 6 on the way.
This one would tie the game at 40. And he missed it. The rebound for Knipple. So 1:24 to play in the half. Proctor in backcourt will bring it across. Leading 40-39. Looking to the right. Lobs it there for Cooper Flagg. Faces up on Townsend. Calls for a screen. Malawach gives it. Cooper on the drive. Spins on Townsend. Fades away at the elbow and hits. My goodness, what a fadeaway for Cooper Flagg, and a wry grin as he builds a lead back to 3.
And it looked like he almost lost his footing and was still able to finish the play.
Under a minute to play in the half. Vesar sends it over to the right. Up top, Martinez. Now back over to the left it goes, and Caleb Love, 15 to shoot. Off of the screen, set by Vesar. Jumps up over Knipple and hits a 3 to tie the game at 42. Love has 14, and Tommy Lloyd's going to take that use it or lose it timeout. We'll break for 30, 41.9 to play in the half. Tied at 42 here in Newark.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
41 seconds to play in the first half, 41.9 to be exact, and the Blue Devils will be in possession, tied at 42. Cooper Flagg leading the way for the Blue Devils. He's their leading scorer. He's got 15 to go along with 4 rebounds and assists, 6 of 11 from the field, and Caleb Love pacing Arizona. He's got 14, including 3 of 4 from 3. John Roth, he'd been playing really well, had 29 in the game against Oregon, including 5 of 7 from outside, and Arizona had been averaging 11 threes in the tournament. They're 7 of 13 here in the first half.
Pre-game points of emphasis were protecting the paint. Duke's done that, only 6 points. Stopping transition, they've given up no fast breaks, but stopping Caleb's threes, they haven't been able to succeed in that area. He's got those 3 that you mentioned.
Here's Cooper on the right, up top Knipple, sets the feet, and there's the answer. Kahn drills a 3. He's got 10. 23 seconds to play in the half. Duke 45 and Arizona 42.
Great execution coming out of the timeout drawn up by Coach John Shire.
Now let's see if they can get a stop. We're down to 12 seconds to play in the half. It's Caleb Love in front of Kahn Knipple. Waiting with 9. Takes a 35-footer. Can't hit it. Long rebound. Tapped out. Gillis has it. 3 seconds. 2. It's Cooper at the buzzer. Dagger! Big time bucket for Cooper Flagg to take it to the locker room. How about some momentum to take it to the break?
Cooper Flagg comes up with the loose ball, looks up at the clock, takes a couple dribbles, and just drains the shot. 48-42.
He's got 18 at the intermission, and the 2 freshman standouts hit 2 threes in the final minute. Kahn Knipple, and then it was Cooper Flagg. They're both in double figures. They have 28 of the 48. And it's 48-42, Duke by 6 as we send it to the studio. And Kyle.
David, thank you. Scintillating finish for the Blue Devils as they knock down their last 4 shots, lead by 6. Coming up at the break, we'll take you through the Sweet 16 scoreboard, all the highlights from our opening half. An entertaining 20 minutes in Newark. Touch on the stats as well. It's when our halftime show hits your way after this on the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on Steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Duke, Arizona.
Steps to the left, launches, count it.
More from the Prudential Center after this local timeout.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero at your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
On the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to the Duke Basketball Halftime Report. Coming up, we'll break down the game's first 20 minutes, update scores from the ACC and the top 25, and preview the second half. Our halftime coverage begins inside the Learfield Network studios. Here's Kyle Schasberger.
It's Caleb Love in front of Con Knippel. Waiting with 9. Takes a 35-footer. Can't hit it. Long rebound. Tapped out. Gillis has it. 3 seconds. 2. It's Cooper at the buzzer. Jagger! Big time bucket for Cooper Flagg to take it to the locker room.
Yeah, I would go ahead and call that our Old Dominion defensive play of the game. And it comes at the conclusion of the first half with the help of Caleb Love, who might have been feeling himself for Arizona, stepping out from 35 feet after scoring 8 of 10 for Arizona's last points and helping the seesaw affair over the first 20 minutes. An entertaining Stanta basketball that saw 7 ties and 2 lead changes, and Caleb Love led Arizona in scoring with 14. But after a Con Knippel bucket, the long-range miss from Caleb Love, Cooper Flagg came right down the floor and ended the first half in dramatic fashion, beating the horn and giving Duke a 48-42 lead. Defensive play of the game presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game, and it's proud to be the official freight carrier of Duke Athletics. We'll have more highlights coming up as part of our halftime coverage as Cooper and Con combined for 28 of the Blue Devils' 48 first half points. They out in a 6-0 spurt, knocking down 4 consecutive shots, shooting 61% overall from the floor. Both teams drilling 7 3-pointers. John Roth will take you through more of the numbers a little bit later on, but let's go ahead and give you some of the other scores across the Sweet 16 with half the field in action tonight. 4 more games coming your way tomorrow. We'll start with the first game prior to us in Newark inside the Prudential Center. A lot of folks anticipated quite a bit of points. There was scoring, most of it, though, coming from the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Pass to the outside, stolen by Sears. Here comes alley-oop. Amori makes the catch, throws back to Sears. Wide on another 3. There you go. 23 made 3-pointers. The NCAA record continues to grow. Mark Sears has 10 of them.
Scott Graham on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Mark Sears went bananas for Alabama in what was a 113-88 victory. BYU still got their points in what lived up to the track meet that most thought would occur between the Crimson Tide and the Cougars, but Alabama winning by the final count of 113-88, and Sears dropped for the Crimson Tide. 34 points on 10 of 16 from downtown. 16 threes combined between Sears and Aiden Holloway. They had 57 of Bama's 113 points. Most mind-boggling statistic of this one, though, Alabama knocked down 25 threes in total, which is an NCAA tournament record. They took 51 tray bombs, knocking down 25 of them, 66 shots in total. Only 15 registered two-point attempts. Both teams did get to the free throw line, 18 of 21 for Alabama, 16 of 20 for BYU. But the lead, Alabama moves on, so the Crimson Tide are lying in the weights. Coming up on Saturday night, they will have the winner of Duke and Arizona. Currently, the Blue Devils head by 6, 48-42. The West region mirroring the East region here tonight. Florida and Maryland, game 2 of the evening. This one has also gone final. Top-seeded Florida Gators slipping by the Maryland Terrapins. Florida in the Elite Eight now for the first time since 2017.
Aberdeen gives the Houck in the horn set. Now to Condon. Up top, pump fake from 3. Over to Aberdeen for 3. Good! Got it! Aberdeen gives the Gators double-digit made three-pointers. Timeout on the floor.
Sean Kelly from Learfield, not quite the aerial assault that the Alabama Crimson Tide put on, but their SEC running mates, Florida Gators, knocked down 11 of 28 threes, put 6 in double figures, led by Will Richard with 15 points. Aberdeen knocked down 2 of the 4 threes that he took. He finished with 12 points, one of those 6 Gators to eclipse at least 10-plus points. Florida outbanged Maryland on the boards 42-20. In spite of turning the ball over 17 times, they only allowed 17 points off those turnovers. And Derek Queen, primary member of the Crab 5, who had scored in double digits, the 5 starters for Maryland, the nickname that they had earned throughout this season. It happened 8 times this year where every starter had scored in double figures. That was the recipe for Maryland. They weren't able to get that done here tonight. They fall to Florida 87-71. So the Gators are awaiting either Arkansas or Texas Tech inside of a minute to play in the opening half in San Francisco's Chase Center. And it's the 10-seeded Razorbacks ahead of the 3-seeded Red Raiders. 38-28 is the score. Arkansas, the lowest remaining seed in this event, seeking a 3rd Elite Eight in the last 5 seasons. They've been in the Sweet 16 for the last 5 years. And John Calipari, whose Arkansas team began 0-5 in SEC play, hold a 10-point lead. Some might argue, depending on how you defined a Cinderella, since Arkansas is a Power 4 team and it's John Calipari who owns more wins in the NCAA tournament than any active coach at the moment with 59. Could they be considered a Cinderella? But as the 10 seed, the only double-digit seed remaining, they are 20 minutes away, a little more than that, from advancing to the Elite Eight. They lead by 10, 38-28. over Texas Tech. Among the games coming up tomorrow, 6-seeded Ole Miss, 2-seeded Michigan State will get the festivities started at 7:09 in the Sweet 16 from Atlanta. State Farm Arena will be the site of the South Region semifinal. The other semi will feature 5-seeded Michigan, top-seeded Auburn. That'll start roughly around 9:39, and then there's the Midwest region in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium. Matt Painter and 4-seeded Purdue going up against the top-scoring defense in the number 1-seeded Houston Cougars at 32-4. Painter's bunch at 24-11, knowing they got to make the most of their opportunities against that Cougars defense.
It's one of those things that they're so good defensively. If you don't take that shot, it's kind of like facing a real pitcher in the major leagues. And you get that good first pitch, and you take it, you're probably not getting another good pitch. That was a mistake. So when you get shots, you got to take them. Because when you don't take them, you can end up with shot clock violations. You can end up with just pick 6 turnovers. Like they're so active, and they do such a good job disrupting the basketball.
That one will start after 10 o'clock in the East tomorrow night. By the way, that Kentucky-Tennessee matchup, Wildcats won both of the regular season meetings over the Vols this year. Duke women's basketball be a historic Sweet 16 showdown in Birmingham against North Carolina. First time those two teams will meet in the NCAA tournament ever. 19th Sweet 16 appearance for the Blue Devils, 2nd consecutive one under Kara Lawson. Game time for those two tomorrow will be at 2:30. Again, those two hooking up in the Sweet 16 from Birmingham. It's a 6-point lead for top-seeded Duke in the East region as they lead 4-seeded Arizona 48-42. We'll take a timeout, come back, give you some highlights. Before we do, though, let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves. This is Blue Devil basketball from Learfield. Duke 48, Arizona 42, halftime at the Prudential Center in the East Regional Semifinal. Back with top plays from the opening half. We return in a moment.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
We've called a 60-second local break timeout. Then more Duke basketball. You're listening to the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles juicy golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Duke University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Duke University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Duke University.
Blue Devils lead 48-42. They're up by 6. Halftime inside the Prudential Center in Newark in this East Region semifinal contest of the NCAA Tournament. Kyle Schatzberger with you inside Studio 21. Let's blast through some highlights quickly. Arizona had taken control of this game, going ahead at one point by the score of 15-10, but it was then the Blue Devils went on a 13-1 run.
Sion sends it to the right. Knippel's open, and he hits a 3. Kahn has 5, and the Blue Devils have scored the last 11. They lead by 7, 23-16, with 8:48 to play in the half. And now the Duke faithful starting to make some noise.
Arizona, though, would not go away as they knocked down three-pointer after three-pointer. 7 makes in 14 attempts. Caleb Love knocked down 3 of those. He had 14 points, and after he tied the game up at 42, it was Kahn Knippel that was able to, again, deliver the Blue Devils the lead. He was one of 2 in double figures with 10.
Cooper on the right, up top Knippel, sets the feet, and there's the answer. Kahn drills a 3. He's got 10. 23 seconds to play in the half. Duke 45 and Arizona 42.
Great execution coming out of the timeout drawn up by Coach John Shire.
Blue Devils also had 7 made threes. The 7th came in the final moments thanks to Caleb Love taking an ill-advised shot.
It's Caleb Love in front of Kahn Knippel. Waiting with 9, takes a 35-footer, can't hit it. Long rebound, tapped out, Gillis has it. 3 seconds, 2, it's Cooper at the buzzer. Dagger! Big time bucket for Cooper Flagg to take it to the locker room. How about some momentum to take it to the break?
Cooper Flagg comes up with the loose ball, looks up at the clock, takes a couple dribbles, and just drains the shot. 48-42.
Those two combined for 28. Flagg and Knippel. John Roth has more of the numbers as Duke leads by 6 at halftime. Coming up next on the Blue Devils Sports Network.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the NCAA tournament. Back to Newark in 60 seconds.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. And that ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Duke 48, Arizona 42 at halftime in Newark. Let's check out our halftime stats presented by Steel. Trusted steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Cooper Flagg leads the way with 18 points for the Blue Devils on 7 out of 12 shooting, including 2 threes, 1 at the first half buzzer, also 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Con Knippel also in double figures with 10 points on a perfect 4-for-4 shooting. That includes 2 3-pointers, 8 for Sion James, 7 for Tyrese Proctor, 3 off the bench for Isaiah Evans, and Kaman Malawach with 1 basket and 1 rebound in a half where he only played 9 minutes due to fouls. Blue Devils' 48 points came on 61% shooting from the floor. Arizona led by Caleb Love with 14, which includes 3 threes. Only double-figure score for them. And their 42 points came on 43% shooting. They did hit 7 of 14 from three-point range. Duke hit 7 of 13. Blue Devils out-rebounded Arizona in that first half, each team with just 3 turnovers. So at the break, Blue Devils up by 6, 20 minutes to go. You're listening to Duke basketball from Learfield.
Hey Duke fans, we want you to choose different and choose fun with Hi-Chew, the immensely fruity, intensely chewy candy that leaves your mouth watering with over 30 true-to-life flavors. Hi-Chew is available in sticks, peg bags, stand-up pouches, and unwrapped bites for when you're on the go. Head to your local grocery or convenience store to grab a bag, or search hichew.com to find Hi-Chew candy near you. That's hi-chew.com.
Duke plays here.
Flying in, reverses it, up and in for 2.
This is the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
He'll fire, and it's good.
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Back here in Newark, The Blue Devils with a 6-point lead at the break, 48-42. As Roth was telling you about the shooting numbers, it is now 4 out of 5 halves in the NCAA tournament where the Blue Devils have shot better than 60% from the field. And it's got them a 6-point lead, but Arizona shot the basketball incredibly well as well. Both teams with 7 threes in that first half. Blue Devils, though, a little more efficient sharing the basketball. 10 assists on their 19 makes. Arizona with just 3 on their 12 makes from the field. Arizona in that first half was only 5 of 14 from 2. The Blue Devils were 12 of 18 from 2. And that healthy advantage in the paint that John was telling you about. See if that continues here in the second half. Arizona will have it first, and we'll watch the Blue Devils go right to left here in the second half. As Bradley takes it across midcourt for the Wildcats first. Up top for Townsend. Starters back out there for John Shire, Sion James, Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, and Kaman Malawach. Love out there for Arizona. Jacks a 3 off the left. Came off the window and into the arms of Cooper Flagg. Across midcourt, leading by 6. Cooper, of course, on a tear in that first half. He had 18. He's got it to the right. Proctor, a jab step, backpedals, calls out the offensive set. Lobs it to Malawach up top. Looking to the right. A handoff for Knipple, curling into the paint. Here's the lob. Come on, taps it home, and he'll have a chance for 3. No dunk this time, maybe even better.
Oh, how about that maneuver? The pick and roll, and Khan went down the left side, and Kaman went down the right side, and one-handed underhand tap in to get the basket.
Kaman now looking for a 5th point at the free throw line and looking to give the Blue Devils their biggest lead of the ball game. Meanwhile, Owaka picks up the foul, and that's his 3rd. Malawach sends the free throw on the way and hits it. So this is now 9 straight, bridging the 2 halves, and it's 51-42. Duke by 9 with 19:23 to go, and here come the Duke faithful to their feet at the Prudential Center. Caleb Love on the right in front of Sion James. Behind his back with a dribble. Crosses over, sends it up top for Bradley. Looking to the left, there's Del Orso. Off of a screen set by Owaka. Del Orso sends it to the baseline and Owaka. Backing down on Malawach. Step through and scored. Able to float it home. Owaka's first field goal brings Arizona back within 7. 51-44, a minute into the second half.
Come on, playing pretty decent defense without fouling.
He's out there with 2 fouls, so he's got to be careful. Gongo on the bench has 3. James looking inside. Cooper catches. He towers over Townsend. Going to work at the block. Rises up. Didn't score, but he'll shoot 2 as Townsend picks up his 2nd. And as Cooper heads to the line, we'll remind you that Food Line is the proud sponsor of the Score to Give More program. For each free throw the Blue Devils make in tonight's game, Food Line Feeds will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank. Cooper took 2 free throws in that first half, made them both. And his 3rd attempt is good as well. If he makes the next one, he will have 20 points in a game this season for the 15th time.
One of those was the other Arizona game when he had 24 to lead the way that day.
And the 2nd attempt gives him 20. 9-point lead, 53-44 with 18:42 to go. Bradley across midcourt, leaves it up top for Owaka. Back to Bradley now. Drifts to the left, looking to the right, finds Love on a curl. Knipple on him, trying to drive him is Caleb Love. Trying to step through, cannot. Lobs it to the left, a catch by Bradley. He gets into the paint on Proctor, kicks to the corner. Del Orso's open, can't hit a 3. Proctor got a hand on the rebound, it came to Townsend. He goes up on Malawach, left it short. Kaman's got the rebound. He's being tied up. The alternating possession is going to give it back to the Blue Devils. Nervy moments in there battling for a rebound. You didn't want to see Malawach pick up number 3. And here comes Sion James across midcourt. Let's Go Duke chant breaks out here in Newark. Sion. Up top, Knipple's got it now. Off of a screen set by Malawach. Khan bodied up by Owaka. Fed it up top for Cooper Flagg. Looking to the left. A handoff for Tyrese Proctor. Gets the step on Bradley. Now Townsend has one to switch. They feed it to Cooper. He towers over Bradley inside. Going to work inside. He's being raked at. Finally, the whistle goes and a foul on Arizona, and that'll be the 3rd on Jaden Bradley. So they take advantage of the switch. Cooper inside, and really all Bradley could do was foul him. And I think that was the principle of 4, John Roth. I think it was the 4th hit that drew the whistle. Or was it the tackle?
He got his money's worth, that's for sure. That was a foul all day long.
As Maluach gets it in for Sion James. Chance to add to a 9-point lead. Bradley staying out there with 3 fouls. Cooper splits a double team. Kicks to the corner. James is open. And he hits a 3. A no-look pass from Cooper. A 12-point lead. Timeout, Arizona. 17:41 to go. We step aside. It's Duke 56 and the Wildcats 44.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/Go Duke.
For more information, find your local independent insurance agent at insure-agent.com.
Hey Duke fans, want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance, write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel Battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool sets. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Blue Devils start hot, coming out of the locker room, 8-2 spurt. Here at the start of the second stanza, they lead 56-44, 14-2 run overall.
In for Sion James. Chance to add to a 9-point lead. Bradley staying out there with 3 fouls. Cooper splits a double team. Kicks to the corner. James is open. And he hits a 3. A no-look pass from Cooper. A 12-point lead. Timeout, Arizona.
And Sion James now into double figures with 11, 2 of 3 from downtown. Cooper leading everyone with 20. Con Knipple in double figures also with 10. 56-44 the score, 17:41 mark of the second half. David?
All right, Kyle, thank you. And this game between Duke and Arizona is presented by Duke Stores. Visit shop.duke.edu where real Duke fans shop. You just heard from Kyle Schassberger back inside our network studios. David Shoemate here courtside alongside John Roth. John Rose is our producer and engineer. Great to have you with us for the Sweet 16. The Blue Devils looking to get to the Elite Eight for the 24th time. This is their 34th appearance in the regional semifinals. 24-9 is the record coming in. 9-5 is the 1 seed. Of course, most recently, that was in D.C. when they beat Virginia Tech in a thriller that went right down to the wire. Was Zion Williamson and company in the Sweet 16. Arizona with it out of the timeout. It's Bradley up top for Vasar. And now Caleb Love has it, trying to turn the corner can on Maluach. Bounces one up top into the arms of K.J. Lewis. Now over to the left it goes, and Bradley. He wants to drive into the paint. Cooper Flagger right there. Bounces one to the right dangerously. It came to Bradley, though, and he hits a 3. A rainbow for Carter Bryant, I should say, the freshman out of Riverdale, California, who hit the 3, his 38th of the season. It's 56-47 as we approach 17 minutes to play. Arizona's 8-3 on 14 attempts. Knipple spinning it up top, sends it to Proctor. Now it's Cooper on the drive into the paint on Bryant. The lob! Oh my goodness! Maluach rocked that rim. And it's 58-47. Arizona racing down court. Bryant. And now Love. I thought the bracket was going to break off that thing. Love off of a screen at the top of the key. Got airborne, threw it inside for Vasar. On Knipple, forced it, left it short. Kahn's got the rebound. What a defensive possession for Kahn in there at 6'7". Boxing out Vasar at 7 foot. Ain't getting the stop. Here's James for Proctor. Probing, turns the corner on the defense. Into the paint he goes. Another lob. Kamon catches. A kick out. Cooper a ball fake to the right. Knipple thought about a 3. All the way to the rack. He lays it in. Con Knipple saw the C's part, and he builds a lead to 13. 60-47 with 16:07 to go. Lewis passed in the pocket for Vasar, out of bounds. An Arizona turnover is their fourth. This is a different defense that came out of the Blue Devil locker room.
Absolutely. Both these teams have been very cognizant of taking care of the basketball this whole night, but here at the start of the second half, the Blue Devils getting it away from Arizona. And
at the other end, Duke has made all 4 of their field goals as Cooper's being fouled from behind, kept his foot on Bryant, another lob! Oh my goodness! Malawach, elevator going up to throw it down! What was better, the pass or the dunk? Meanwhile, at the other end, Knippel's going to pick up a foul, trying to defend Lewis on the way to the basket. We'll give Roth time to think about that, and we'll take a break. 15:41 to go. Duke 62 and Arizona 47.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
Duke, Arizona.
Jumps up from 3. Give it to him!
Back to Newark in 60 seconds.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Duke has built out a 15-point advantage, 62-47. Barely 4 minutes played in the second half. Blue Devils leading the Wildcats in the Sweet 16 matchup. Cooper Flag continuing to dazzle and find Kaman Malawach at the rim.
At the other end, Duke has made all 4 of their field goals as Cooper's being fouled from behind, kept his foot on Bryant, another lob! Oh my goodness! Malawach, elevator going up to throw it down! What was better, the pass or the dunk?
Going to the Wayback Machine there with the elevator going up. I love that. 15-point lead. Another assist for Cooper. That's 5. And that is 14 helpers in total on 24 made baskets, David.
And now we get the long-awaited answer from John Roth. What was better, the assist or the dunk?
I'll go with the assist just because Kaman has been dunking balls like that all the time. And, I mean, it requires a lot of skill and everything, but Cooper was getting mugged down there in the corner, and
Brian was getting piggyback right into the paint.
So, I'll go with the assist on that one, but take nothing away from the dunk.
And points in the paint now, 30-8, favoring John Shire's group.
And note that Arizona still has not scored any transition points in this game.
And a 15-point lead for the Blue Devils with 15:41 to go. Still a lot of work to do, though. Arizona with it after the foul was called on Knippel that sent us to the timeout, and now Kahn gets called for another one, so now he's all of a sudden got 3.
Kahn's like, a couple minutes ago, that was just good defense, but anyway.
So he joins Gongba, each with 3 now. James and Malawach each with 2 as we keep an eye on the foul trouble. Bradley to inbound left sideline for Arizona. He's out there with 3 as well. Bryant to handoff for KJ Lewis. Lewis for Love on the right. Comes off with a screen set by Vasar. Love to the baseline. Right-handed floater is good. From about 8 feet out. His first points of the second half. Give him 16. And the Blue Devil lead is 13, 62-49. 15:20 to go. James across midcourt, greeted by Bryant. Drifts to the right, waits, feeds Tyrese Proctor. Bradley there defensively. Tyrese dribbles through a double team. Got into the paint, bobbled it, turned it over. Bryant has it for Arizona. 5-on-4 for the Wildcats with Tyrese down behind the play. Proctor recovering, but Bryant on the right going to take a three. Miss it strong. They fight for the rebound. Maluach got a hand on it. Out of bounds, last touch by the Wildcats. So the Blue Devils will get it back with the 13-point lead. By the way, there was a turnover last time. They still haven't missed from the field since halftime. As James, seeing some three-quarter court pressure, lobs it ahead on the left sideline. Now they go inside for Maluach, alone on Vesar, one-on-one. Backs him down, goes up and scores again. Kaman's into double figures. He's got 11, and the lead back to 15. They are 6 of 6 from the field to start things here in the second half. It's Lewis into the paint. Righty floater, no. An air ball, in fact, out of bounds. Vesar trying to save it. He did, but Knipple to the deck, trying to get the possession arrow. The tie-up this time will keep it with Arizona. Nothing easy, though, for the Wildcats here in the second half. How about the Blue Devils making all 6 of their shots? Arizona's 3 out of 9.
And talk about the connections. 5 assists on those 6 shots the Blue Devils have made here in this half.
What's that assist ratio?
That's 100%. About 81% or something, yeah.
Not quite 100, I guess. Meanwhile, Love in the left corner for Vesar. Floats in on Maluach. Went for the monster dunk, and he'll get free throws as Kaman picks up number 3. So the foul difficulty is a real thing at this point, particularly inside. Maluach and Gungba each have 3, and Patrick Gungba is going to come back into the ballgame as Kaman just picked up his 3rd. Maluach had been so good offensively here in the second half.
Yeah, you hate to bring him out right now. He's on an offensive roll.
Only had 2 at the break. He's already got 9 here since halftime as Vesar makes the first free throw. He's got 7. And Kaman will have a seat with 14:27 to go.
And then out on the wing, Knipple also has the 3.
And Sion has 2 as well. One more free throw for Vesar on the way. Got that one as well. He's got 8 points for Arizona. Have all of them come with the free throw line? Feels like it.
One field goal and the rest, yes.
6 at the line. 64-51. Full court pressure for Arizona with 14:27 to go. Cooper gets it in for Sion James. Trapped in the corner, fed it to Cooper. Now they want to push it and try to score on the press. Cooper going to take it all the way into the paint, lob it up, and Gungba's going to dunk it down.
How about that for beating a press?
66-51, 14-14 to go, and now, oh my goodness, Bradley just fell down, and Sion James picks up his 3rd. And John Shire in disbelief.
That was a slip. He fell and slipped.
The Blue Devil fans livid, as is their head coach.
Yeah, Sion was in guarding position, but he did not knock him down.
And we're back on the seesaw. The first 3 fouls in this half were called on Arizona. Now the last 4 have been called on Duke. Maybe it'll tilt the other way here in a second. Bradley sends one over to the left. There's KJ Lewis. Waiting. Still waiting. Crossing over on Knipple. Drives him. Puts the shoulder into him. Lost it. Able to get it back. 13 to shoot. Trying to drive Khan again. Cannot. Takes a jumper instead. Leaves it woefully short, and Gungba's got the rebound. A chance to add to a 15-point lead with under 14 minutes to go. By the way, they still haven't missed here in the second half. 7 of 7. It's Gungba up top. To the right, it's James. Looking inside, there's Cooper. Goes up, scores again. Cooper Flagg has 22, and the lead grows to 17. 68-51 with 13 and a half minutes to go.
And another great pass to set him up.
Here's Love at the top of the key. Crossing over, whipped it inside, deflected, nearly taken away. Whistle out of bounds, last touch by Arizona. Knipple got a hand on it, and the Wildcats turn it over.
Knipple and Cooper both ending up on the floor, showing how much they want to take control of that ball.
And Cooper getting up. Said something that got the smile of the baseline official. I'm talking about those old man hips at the ripe old age of 18. Meanwhile, Mason Gillis is back in. Sion James will have a seat. Of course, Cooper, a freshman out of Newport, Maine. Across midcourt, a chance to add to a 17-point lead. Gungba up top. He'll drive, spin on a Waka, go up, and get the roll. And he was fouled. My goodness, so Waka picks up his 4th, and Gungba's going to the line. They can't miss. 9 of 9 here in the second half. It does help when both of those are right around the rim.
But how cool is it to see Gungba put on a move like that? I know he had one in the ACC championship game against Louisville, kind of a spin down low that nobody was expecting, and now we see it again.
Look at points in the paint, John. 38-8.
Oh.
And now Gungba, who's 75% on the year. Their first miss of the half comes at the free throw line, and Gillis knocked the rebound out of bounds.
Yeah, before that, they were 9 for 9 from the floor, 1 for 1 from three-point range, and 3 for 3 from the line. So now they're 3 for 3, 3 for 4 from the line.
Cooper will get a breather. Set the 5 on the floor for you. It's Sion James, Mason Gillis, Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, and Patrick Gungba out there. 70-51, Duke by 19 with 13:09 to go. Love shovels one over to left, and Bradley further into the corner it goes. A baseline drive for Lewis, off the window and in. KJ Lewis first points of the second half, give him 4 for the ball game, and it's 70-53.
He's been kind of quiet. He's usually a double-figure scorer for them.
James sends one to the left. There's Knipple. Kahn swings it low, knocked out of his hands by Bradley. It'll stay with the Blue Devils along the left sideline. By the way, Owaka has gone to the bench with his 4 fouls. Knipple waiting. Lobs it for Gillis at the top of the key. Looking back door, it's not there. Leaves it for Gungba up top. Swings it low on Vasar. Handoff, nope. Thought about a handoff to Proctor. Instead, the handoff will come to Knipple. He'll drive into the paint. Keeps the dribble alive. Fades away and can't hit. A weak side rebound for Lewis. So they made their first 9 in the second half. The first miss comes with 12.5 minutes to go. Meanwhile, Love in the left corner. Deep 3 is good in front of his own bench. He's got 19. That was a tough contested fadeaway. And it makes it 70-56 with 12:19 to go. James with Lewis defending. Bounces one for Knipple. Waits, Bradley there. Whistle. They say he traveled. Kahn pointing at his left pivot foot, saying, "What did I do?" Did you see it, John?
I did not.
And Gungba and Knipple will come out. Cooper and Malawach will return. So the lead 14, it's big as 19, but Arizona has scored the last 5 and they're in possession. And Knipple still in disbelief over on the bench. Lewis, a lob for Bryant, catches in front of Cooper, trying to go to work in the post. Rises up, tough jumper, wouldn't go. Weak side rebound for Proctor. And Tyrese will bring it across this time. We're under 12 minutes to go. Duke up 70-56. Proctor for James along the right sideline. They've outscored Arizona 22-14 here in the second half. James waiting, feeds Tyrese along the right sideline. Holds it high, sends it up top for Cooper now. 10 to shoot. Flag, looking to the right corner. It's not there for Proctor. 7 on the timer. Bounce pass finds Tyrese. Can't hit a 3. Long rebound chased down by Caleb Love. He streams across midcourt with 11.5 minutes to go. Back up top, Lewis, and now Vasar. A ball fake to the left. It's Bryant off of a screen at the left elbow. He'll try a jumper, miss it. The rebound fought for. Cooper's got it. 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists now. Can do a little bit of everything, including run the offense. He's in front of his head coach on the right sideline. He'll drive Bryant, step back, crossover, get to the paint, off the window. No, Malawach there to clean it up. He's got 13. 72-56, 11 minutes to go. Love at the other end to drive a scoop, engulfed by Malawach, but a foul is called. And they call it on Tyrese, and that'll be his second. Let's take a break. 10:57 to go. Duke up 72-56.
Oh, what a great camping trip for the Williams family. It was epic, Zach. And this week's MVP was their 2024 Ford Bronco SUV, Matt. Absolutely. It hauled everything and everyone to this great spot by the lake. And get them back in time for the big game. Yeah, let's go! Let's go. With the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV on your team, it's game on. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams.
That's what I'm talking about!
Watch all the big hits.
Oh, mercy!
Big shots.
What a name!
Big goals.
He scores!
All in one place.
Are you kidding me?
For coverage of Blue Devils athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long.
Duke basketball in the NCAA tournament against Arizona is brought to you by Duke Stores. Shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
72-56, Duke over Arizona with 10:57 to play. Let's check out some of the in-game stats presented by Steel. Trusted steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Here in the second half, the Blue Devils just blistering at 77% from the field, 10 out of 13. Most of that from two-point range. They're just 1 for 2 from three-point range, 3 for 4 from the foul line, but they've outscored Arizona by 10 in this half alone, 24-14. Cooper Flagg now the leading scorer in the game, 22 points overall, along with 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Malawach with 13 and 3 rebounds, and Sion James with 11 and 4 assists. Arizona being paced by Caleb Love with 19, includes 4 three-pointers. They've shot just 36% here in this half, 5 out of 14. They have made a couple of threes. The Blue Devils have opened up a 23-17 margin on the boards and a 40-10 margin in points in the paint. I know they wanted to protect the paint and keep Arizona out of there, and so far they've been very successful at that, allowing only 10 points in the paint. David?
And it will be Arizona at the free throw line out of the timeout with 10:57 to go. The 5th team foul on the Blue Devils. We'll see the Wildcats shoot free throws 16 and 17 of the night. And it'll be Caleb Love again. He is 5 out of 6 at the line here in the ballgame. Gives us a chance to tell you that Harris Teeter is a proud partner of Duke basketball. Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for groceries. And the first one for Caleb Love is good.
Worth noting that last week in their last game in the NCAA tournament, they did find themselves down by 15 at the beginning of that game and made quick work of making up that 15-point deficit to go on to win the contest.
Yeah, as we told you at the top, if you weren't with us, 19-4 was their deficit. It was their largest comeback in their program's history in the NCAA tournament. The round of 32 is the largest comeback for anybody in the history of the tournament. 72-58, 10:45 to go. James to the right, there's Cooper. He's on the drive, spins on Lewis, takes him into the paint, rises up off the window, left it short, and the rebound for Vasar. And here comes Love across midcourt. Back up top, whistle, foul inside. Off the ball, who's it on? That's Proctor, and that's number 3. That's the 16th foul on the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils now have 5 players with 3 fouls apiece.
Proctor will stay out there. Yep. Gungba, Malawach, Knipple, Proctor, and James each with 3 now. Arizona trying to get it in off the baseline. They lob it in for Vasar, and now Love has it out near midcourt. Dribbles to the right, turns the corner on Gillis. Got it on Malawach, put it off the window and in. So Caleb Love has 23 now, and Arizona's back within 12. It was 70-51, so this is a 9-2 push for the Wildcats. James bounces one to the left. There's Cooper Flagg being defended by Lewis. Malawach sets the screen. Cooper turns it down and hits a 3. Drifts to the left, and now he's got 25.
And what an answer. You said Arizona on a 9-2 run. Cooper stops it in its tracks.
75-60, midway point of the second half. Lewis off of a screen set by Vasar. Turns the corner, left side of the paint. Steps through on Malawach. Left it short. Good defense by Kaman. Great contest. He's got the rebound. Raked at by Lewis. Held on to it. Did get the whistle. 9:44 to go. James across midcourt. Lobs it inside. Stolen. Tried to feed it to Cooper. Love got it before it got there. At the other end, he'll take a 3 on the left and hit it. Those are the turnovers you cannot have. He's got 26 now. If memory serves, those are the first points off turnovers for Arizona tonight. 75-63, 9:25 to go.
And only their second basket on a fast break situation.
Cooper across midcourt. Waiting. Malawach comes to set a screen. Takes it to the right. Penetrates at the elbow. Steps through. Back outside for Tyrese Proctor now. Off of the screen set by Cooper Flagg. Tyrese into the paint. To the left corner. Gillis a 3. What an answer. Mason Gillis with his first points to the ball game. Builds the lead back to 15. 78-63 as we reel under 9 minutes to play. Bradley at the other end. A drive on Gillis. Blocked by Malawach. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. And a nice contest by Gillis inside. As Knipple will return. And we'll see who heads out. It'll be Gillis that will leave. Or maybe not. Sion James is actually going to come out. As Con Knipple, the freshman out of Milwaukee, returns. He's out there with Tyrese Proctor, the junior out of Sydney, Australia. Kaman Malawach, the freshman out of Rumbek, South Sudan. Of course, Cooper Flagg and Mason Gillis. Love has it in front of his own bench. 17 to shoot. Further to the left, Vasar. Back up top, Love. Nearly stolen by Cooper. Love a driving lane now. Scoops with the left hand. Scores again, and he's fouled, and that's 4 on Malawach. And Caleb Love has 28 in the ballgame after having 29 against Oregon on Sunday night. And he's headed to the line trying to cut the deficit back down to 12.
And we still have 8:42 to go.
He had 14 in the first half. He's now got 14 in the second half. 14 of the Wildcats, 23 since the break. And we'll see what they do with Kaman Malawach. For the moment, he's staying in the ballgame with 8:42 to go with those 4 fouls.
Tough foul there. It's probably one he should have let go.
And Love's free throw is good. Gungva goes to check in. They won't let him. So here come the Blue Devils across midcourt. 8.5 minutes to go, leading by 12, 78-66. Cooper looking for a screen. Malawach provides it, drives to the left, bumped by Vasar, and there goes the whistle. That's his second. A nice sarcastic cheer for the Blue Devil faithful. And it's apparently you can call a foul on Arizona here in Newark.
Yeah.
Just the 5th on the Wildcats here in the second half. And the Blue Devils, again, despite this healthy advantage in terms of points in the paint, 40-14, have taken 9 free throws while Arizona's taken 18. As Knipple waits, lobs it in for Cooper Flagg at the top of the key. Cooper wants to drive, cut off by Lewis, bobbled it, nearly lost it. It's loose, top of the key, and Lewis did take it away. Here's Townsend across midcourt. Leaves it for Love. Crossing over on Knipple. A baseline drive, put it up off the window. Goaltend. It went in anyway. And Arizona is back within 10.
Wildcats making a push here, middle of the second half.
With 8:15 to go, the lead at one point was 19. Now it's down to 10, 78-68. The winner goes to the Elite Eight. And they will give Caleb Love credit for the field goal, so he's got 31 now. And Proctor in backcourt gets it to Cooper. Across midcourt, greeted by Lewis, spinning through a double team. Now he's got a driving lane into the paint, went up. They say it was blocked cleanly. And here comes Arizona the other way with Love. One-on-one with Proctor, put it off the window, and it came out. Knipple fights for the rebound, still loose. It came out to Love. Back up top, Knipple got tackled inside. He's being held on the ground. No whistle. A drive for Arizona, blocked by Cooper. It came to Vasar. He dunks it, and he's fouled. What in the world was going on inside? Knipple's being tackled in the paint. There was no whistle, and it turns into a dunk for Arizona. Timeout on the floor. 7:47 to go. The Blue Devil lead is 8, 78-70. He'll fire, and it's good.
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Follow the Blue Devils on and off the hardwood at Duke MBB. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and more. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Back back here in Newark, 7:47 to go. Duke by 8, 78-70. And Blue Devil Basketball is brought to you in part by Poetry Finance. Write your own future with Poetry. Poetry Finance, official online banking partner of Duke Athletics. David Shoemate alongside John Roth. John Rose, our producer and engineer, back inside our network studios is Kyle Schasberger. The officials have been at the monitor during this timeout. Bad news from a Duke perspective. One foul they are not going to take away. Knipple was called on the foul on the dunk by Vasar. So he's got 4 now. He joins Malawach with 4. Everybody else, it feels like, has 3. James, Proctor, and Gungba.
But the 4th came after it looked like he was being pinned down underneath the basket, finally extricated himself from the Arizona player and got up and tried to make a play on the rebound basket by Arizona.
And we'll see what they add potentially in terms of potentially a hook and hold. They'll make an announcement here in the arena. They're going to check television. We'll try to listen into that as well. So they're going to call a flagrant foul, I think, on Arizona, if I can read lips. I'm assuming Vasar will shoot the free throw for the N1. Let's get the official word from Keith Kimball. Okay, we don't have that microphone, but what we're gathering is Vasar is going to shoot the free throw for an and one opportunity, and then I believe it's going to be Knipple who will go to the other end to shoot 2 on the flagrant foul on Arizona, and the Blue Devils will be in possession. So Vasar, who's already taken 7 free throws tonight, this will be his 8th. He'll try to complete the three-point play. It would cut the deficit to 7, and then we'll go to the other end and see Khan Knipple shoot 2 on the flagrant foul. The Blue Devils will be in possession, which is kind of wild because if they stopped the play initially to see what happened inside, this three-point play and Knipple's 4th foul never happened.
Wouldn't have happened, correct.
And the officials are still trying to get something sorted out over at the scores table. And here is Vasar to shoot the first free throw. That's good. And that foul, we're now figuring out the flagrant foul is going to be on Bradley for Arizona, and that's his 4th. So he and Owaka each with 4. And as we expected, it'll be Knipple to shoot 2 at the other end, trying to build the lead back to as many as 9. And the first one is good. So Khan's got 13. That free throw for Vasar, by the way, gives him 11 for the night. He and Love, the only 2 in double figures for Arizona. As the second free throw for Knipple is good. He's got 14. 1 of 4 in double figures for John Shire. Cooper's got 25. Knipple, we just talked about 14. Malawach has 13, and James has 11. And Duke will be in possession, leading by 9, 80-71 with 7:47 to go. Arizona full court pressure. Flag to inbound. Waiting, gets it in for Knipple. Along the sideline with Townsend, now back for Cooper. Across midcourt comes Cooper flag and leaves it for Sion James. James looks to the right, feeds Knipple down. Khan feeds it to Gungba, rolling into the paint. Step by Caleb Love and dunks it down. Gungba's got 6 and the lead back to 11. 82-71, 7:20 to go. Love for Vasar, whipped it inside for Townsend. He goes cross court. Bradley a drive in on Knipple, rises up and got the roll. That thing played Plinko, then Vasar threw Knipple to the deck and they let it all go. So Bradley now has 8. And I have no idea what a foul is in this game. 7 minutes to go. 82-73. Got to fight through it, though. Here's James across midcourt. Waiting. Looks to the left. Bounces one for Knipple. Trying to drive Townsend. Bodies drop up top. Whistle. And the foul's going to be on the Blue Devils. They call it on Gungba. And that's his 4th. And they're going back to the monitor.
Sion James pleading the Blue Devils case with one of the officials.
And with 6:46 to go, Keith Kimball and company headed back to the monitor and gives us a chance to tell you to check out Duke All Access with head coach Sean Shire Sundays at noon on ABC 11. And don't forget the ABC 11 mobile app is your ticket to Duke basketball highlights and the latest from the First Alert forecast. Just tap the app and make it your own from ABC 11 Eyewitness News. So they're saying it's a common foul on Gungba, and if I overheard them right, they're seeing if they want to upgrade it to a flagrant 1.
He said something about upgrading, yes.
We'll see if we can take a look at a replay. So Gongbo would be the third with 4 fouls in a Blue Devil uniform, as they lead by 9 with 6:46 to go. And we look up top. He and Vasar being grabbed, and Gongba kind of brought him down. What do you, I
haven't been able to get a look at it from over here.
The replay to our right of the television crew's monitor. And whatever they've decided, I'm guessing they're going to upgrade this to a flagrant foul. And the officials are going to send, they say common foul, excuse me. At least I've been consistently wrong tonight with 6:46 to go. And that is team foul number 9 on the Blue Devils. So this is a 1-and-1 for Vasar, and then Arizona will be in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Vasar's been there quite a bit, 7 out of 8 so far at the line.
Blue Devils are wondering if that's a player control foul. Why are they shooting free throws? And one of the rare times the head coach wants an argument. John Shire,
good call,
said no free throws, and the officials agreed. So Arizona left inbound in backcourt with 6:46 to go. Townsend gets it in for Bradley. He's greeted by Sion James. Drifts to the right, sends it back up top for Vasar. Now a handoff for Caleb Love. Curling, whips it back for Vasar. Bobbled it, got it back. Trying to go to work on Cooper, put it up, got it blocked. Lewis trying to get the basketball. It's a fight inside and a foul coming on Arizona. Gongba ripped it out of there, and he'll head to the other end to shoot a 1-and-1.
Despite the fouls, Gongba being tough inside under the paint when the Blue Devils need it.
And it'll be Patrick to shoot 1-and-1. As we told you earlier, 75% on the year. He's only taken one tonight. Unfortunately missed it. The Blue Devils 8 of 11 as a team. And the right-handed free throw shooter sends it on the way. Big time free throw. So he's got 7. Takes the lead back to double digits, 83-73. Let's see if he can take it to 11. On the way. Got them both. I mean, didn't play in the first meeting, John Roth, between these two. Gongwa's been doing it all postseason, but now he's got 8 points, made all 3 of his shots, a couple of rebounds, has just impacted the game in so many ways.
You just hope he can stay in the game. I know Coach Shire had just sent Kaman to the scores table to check in, but then when Gongba went to the free throw line, he pulled him back.
84-73, Duke by 11 with 6:25 to go. Bradley up top, trying to turn the corner on Proctor. The lob, oh my goodness, Vasar with a big time punch with the right hand. He's got 13. 84-75, 6:13 to go. I thought it might have been too high. As Cooper is picked up by Lewis coming across midcourt. Bodied up once, twice. Cooper got by him into the paint. Whistle and a foul on who? It's on Arizona. Take your pick. Lewis is the guilty party. That's his 3rd. And Cooper to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he got hit by 2 different guys, so certainly he's going to the line looking for 2 more to add to his 25 total.
As he heads to the line, we remind you that Sharp Business System sets the same standard of excellence in office equipment as the Blue Devils do in basketball. Count on Sharp for state-of-the-art office equipment. Sharp, changing the way companies do business. And Cooper sends the first free throw up there and hits it. Well, we have a moment, 10 seconds for station identification. This is Duke basketball from Learfield. His second attempt is good as well. 27 for Cooper Flagg. 86-75. It's back to 11 as we approach 6 minutes to play. The Blue Devils trying to survive the battle of attrition here in Newark. Love to the left. Here comes a double team. Bounced it up top to Bradley. 18 to shoot off of a screen. Probing to the baseline. In on Gongba. And he's fouled out as Gongba got a hand on Bradley. And that'll be his 5th. And Bradley will shoot 2. And now Malowacz will return with 5:50 to go. The Blue Devils will use this 30 seconds as he's fouled out to kind of get the free time out before they bring Malowacz back into the ball game. So Patrick will finish this game with 8 points. And unfortunately, as Kamon returns, He's on the verge of a 5th foul.
Yeah, he's also got 4. He's got 13 points. But the two big guys combined tonight, 9 out of 10 shooting inside.
So the starters are back on the floor. Sion James, Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, Kamon Malawach, and Cooper Flagg. Cooper's the only one not in a fistful of foul trouble. Malawach and Knipple each have 4. James and Proctor each have 3. And Bradley at the free throw line sends the first one up there and hits it. He's 82% on the year. And the second one would cut it to 9 again. On the way. Got them both. 86-77, 5:50 to go. Needless to say, much higher scoring than what we saw in Tucson earlier this year when it was 69-55 when the final horn sounded with the Blue Devils winning by 14. Cooper across midcourt with Lewis there defensively. Picked up his dribble, needs some help. Waiting, feeds Sion James. And with 5.5 minutes to go, Cooper's got it again. Holds it high, sends it for Kamon up top. Over to the right, there's Sion James. Looking inside, looking up top. There's Con, curling into the paint, steps through, missed the layup. Malawach couldn't get the rebound. Here comes Lewis the other way with 5:20 to go. Into the paint on James, put it up. Oh! Flagg sent it into the second row on the baseline.
Oh my goodness, there's some cheerleaders over there wondering what just hit them. He just rocketed that ball away from the basket.
With 5:18 to go, a rejection that had everybody gasping. There's 6 block here in the second half. They didn't have any at halftime. 5:18 to go, up by 9, 86-77. The Blue Devils trying to get to the Elite 8. Vesar sends it up top. Love, a clean look from 3. Rattled out. Malawach has the rebound. And here comes Con Knipple across midcourt. Drifts to the right. James has it now. John Shire calls out the offensive set. 5 minutes to go in the Sweet 16 in Newark. Duke up 86-77. Cooper on the right. Drives Lewis. Jumps up. And it wouldn't go. They fight for the rebound. Vesar has it for Arizona. And across midcourt comes Bradley. A hit ahead for Love and a two-hand stuff. He's got 33. 86-79. Arizona back within 7 with 4:38 to go. Cooper gets it in for Proctor. And now Cooper's got it again. Across midcourt, John Shire wants a timeout. And they finally blow the whistle with 4:31 to play in the ballgame. We break for 30 with Duke up by 7, 86-79. He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that. So 4:31 to go here in Newark. The Blue Devils lead it by 7, 86-79 over Arizona. Blue Devil basketball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Let's give you a quick reset. The Blue Devils are in possession with the 7-point lead. They do have the possession arrow. John Shire just used a timeout. He's got a full and a 30 left, as does Tommy Lloyd. The next common foul on Arizona will result in a 1-and-1 for the Blue Devils. They've only been whistled for 8. The Blue Devils have been whistled for 10-plus here in the second half. Arizona's in the double bonus. Foul trouble abounds. Patrick Gung was already fouled out. Malawach, Knipple each with 4. James and Proctor each with 3. And for Arizona, Owaka and Bradley each have 4. Knipple to inbound does in backcourt for Sion James. Let's go Duke is the chant from the faithful here in Newark. On the left, it's Cooper Flagg. Faces up on Lewis. Proctor comes up top. Love defending him. Takes the screen from Kamon Malawach. Back to the left, Cooper. To the corner, James a 3. Got it! Big time bucket for Sion James. He's got 14. He's 3 of 4 from 3 tonight. The lead back to 10 as we approach 4 minutes to play. Love to the left corner. Lewis curling into the paint. Can't shoot over Malawach. Step through, forced it, and oh my goodness, it went. Some friendly rolls at that, and Lewis has 6.
Trying to draw that foul on Malawach, but he was able to just hold his ground, keep his feet, and stay vertical, and did not commit a foul.
89-81, 3:40 to go. Cooper for Sion James. Looking inside, nothing doing. Looks to the left. Proctor trying to come free. He's got it now. Back for Sion. Over to the right, Cooper. Plenty of time, 14 to shoot. Back for James again. James probes to the right. Drives on Bradley. Knocked loose. Stolen by Arizona. In transition, it's Bryant. In on Cooper Flagg. He lost it, but they're going to call a foul on Cooper Flagg. It is full body contact at one end with no whistles, and at the other end, Arizona's beating a path to the free throw line. It's the second foul on Cooper Flagg. We've got a timeout. 3:22 to go. Duke by 8, 89-81.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It's that time of year again. My schedule is packed with bracket-busting, three-point shooting, non-stop basketball action. I don't want to miss a second of it. That's why I go for a 5-hour energy shot. They're perfect for my days packed with back-to-back games or when my favorite team's playing late. 5-hour energy keeps me going during the broadcast and the next morning when I need to get myself up into work. Visit 5hourenergy.com for great deals and to stock up before tip-off.
Love about spring? It's the season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Down the stretch we go in Newark. The Blue Devils by 8 at the moment. 3:22 to go. 89-81. Arizona to the free throw line to shoot 2 when we get back to action. Give you a quick reset. Each team with a full and a 30 in terms of timeouts remaining. The Blue Devils still in the single bonus on common fouls for Arizona. They've been whistle free. The Wildcats have long since been in the double bonus here in the second half, and it'll be Bryant shooting 2 when we get back to action. We told you about the foul trouble. Patrick Gungba, his night is over. 8 points, all of them here in the second half. Malawach and Knipple playing with 4. James and Proctor each with 3. Cooper Flagg just picked up his second. He leads 4 in double figures. Cooper's got 27. Knipple's got 14, Malawach 13, and James has got 14. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they have some foul trouble as well. Bradley has 4, as does Awaka. Lewis and Vasar each with 3. Caleb Love has been the story for the Wildcats. He's got 33 tonight, including 5 threes and 8 of 9 at the line. Cooper Flagg, we're talking about the scoring. He's also got 6 rebounds and 7 assists. 5th time this year he's had 7 assists, tying his personal best.
And 3 blocks.
As the Blue Devils hit the floor, it will remain the starters. Sion James, Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, and Kaman Malawach. And it'll be the freshman out of Riverside, California, shooting 2 for Arizona. Bryant, 68.4% on the year. These will be his first attempts of the night. Right-handed free throw shooter sends the first one up there and hits it. And Arizona has only missed 2 free throws all night long. They're 20 of 22 at the line. The Blue Devils 12 of 15.
And most of them have been made by Love and Vasar.
Second free throw for Bryant. Got them both. Arizona as close as they've been in a long time. It's down to 6, 89-83. Where it was at halftime when it was 48-42. Proctor along the right sideline, facing full court pressure. Weaves through it. Got to get it across midcourt. He did with 3 seconds to spare. 3:13 to go. A pass to the left. James run into by Lewis once, twice, able to hold on to it. The Blue Devil crowd saying, where's the whistle? Here's Cooper up top. 12 to shoot. Drifts to the right. Sizing it up. Sends to the left. Proctor a 3. No, and the rebound inside for Arizona and Caleb Love. We're into the final 3 minutes now. Duke by 6, 89-83. On the left, it's KJ Lewis. Crossing over. Waiting, backpedal, sends it up top for Bradley, and now further to the right, and Caleb Love. Off a couple of screens. Love backpedals, got it blocked by Malawach from 3, and James has the rebound. Big fella came out and got a piece. 2:35 to go. James across midcourt. See if they can find a bucket, leading by 6. Sion bounces one for Cooper Flagg. One-on-one with KJ Lewis. Calls for a screen. Turns it down for Malawach. Fed it back to him. Goes inside, back up top, Cooper. 7 to shoot. With Bryant defending. Backs him down. Spins, goes up. Malawach missed the dunk. Knipple had the rebound, and he's fouled by Lewis. So they didn't get the dunk, but they get the offensive rebound. Lewis has 4, and Knipple to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Oh, that was right there. What a great execution. The lob to Malawach at the rim. Bounded off. 9th
team foul on the Wildcats, so the last 1-and-1 opportunity. And Knipple is 2 out of 3 tonight at the charity stripe. Trying to get his routine set. 3 dribbles. Sends it on the way. And hits it. What did he tell you after the win against Carolina? We made those free throws late.
I'm a pretty good free throw shooter. Just don't do anything stupid while I'm up there.
Yes, he is. Builds a lead to 7. See if he can take it to 8 with 2:10 to go. On the way. Got them both. And Malawach nearly stepped in the paint, but able to keep his foot out. Whew, the heart skips a beat. 91-83, 2:07 to go. Bradley across midcourt for the Wildcats. Up top for Bryant. Now to left, it's Love. To the baseline. Lewis curling. Looking to get inside on Cooper. Steps through. Kicks to the left. Bryant a 3. Hits it. Over Cooper Flagg. Carter Bryant has 8. Timeout Arizona. 1:52 to go. They're back within 5 as we break for 30.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
1:52 to go in Newark. The Blue Devils by 5, 91-86. The winner gets the 2 seed in the Elite 8. That's Alabama, who put up 113 tonight in their win over BYU, the 6th seed in the East region. The Blue Devils are looking to get to the Elite 8 for the 24th time. And they will be in possession with this 5-point lead. It grew as big as 19 here in the second half, but Arizona has fought their way back into it. And the Blue Devils hunting their first field goal in the last 2 minutes and 24 seconds. As Cooper inbound in backcourt, Arizona providing full court pressure. He gets it in for Knipple. Bryant all over him. Trapped in the corner, dribbles out of it. Sends it up for Proctor. Now they got a numbers advantage. It's James 2-on-1 with Kaman Malawach, but they wait for Knipple with 1:40 to go. They won't do anything reckless there and turn it over. 15 to shoot. Sion James holding out at midcourt. Cooper got pushed from behind trying to come to it. KJ Lewis just fouled out. And it'll be Cooper Flagg to shoot 2.
It's hard to keep up with Cooper, and that's all he could do.
And KJ Lewis is the first Wildcat to foul out. And Anthony Del Orso will return. Tommy Lloyd going to use his 30 seconds to make the substitution.
They also, like the Blue Devils, to have 2 other guys with 4 fouls here in 1:33 to go.
It has been a battle of attrition because of the foul difficulty. Del Orso made it pretty close to the scorer's table, but they say he didn't officially check in, so they gave him the 30 seconds. Probably as much as anything, a courtesy. And it'll be Cooper to shoot 2. 27 points. Of course, we all know what his career high is. That was 42 against Notre Dame. Freshman out of Newport, Maine, toes the line, trying to add to a 5-point lead with 1:33 to go. And the first one is good. The second one would make it a 3-possession game with 93 seconds to go. Cooper ready. 1 dribble. Sends it on the way. Got them both. As cool as you could hope for, he's got 29. 93-86. Here's Bradley across midcourt. 90 seconds to go. Drifts to the right. Up top, Vasar. Dribbles to the left, found a backdoor cut for Bryant on Cooper Flagg. Couldn't shoot immediately, fed it to Vasar. In the paint on Maluach. Spins, goes up, and missed it! Kalman's got the rebound! How about that defense with 4 fouls? 1:10 to go. Cooper across midcourt. They lead by 7, 93-86. Bryant there defensively. 1 minute to go in Newark, the winner to the Elite Eight. Cooper double teamed up top, 10 to shoot. Del Orso has him. Waits, drives, bodied up, goes up, off the window, no. Maluach got a hand on it, an offensive rebound for James. And now Cooper's got it. Arizona probably has to foul, and they will with 44.5 to go. And the Blue Devil faithful starting to sense it. Up by 7, 93-86. Maluach, one of the biggest rebounds of the season.
After one of the biggest defensive stands at the other end on that drive by Arizona. Excellent defense by him without committing a foul to come up with that board.
You still got to make your free throws. And Cooper's got 2. The first one is out. Ooh. That took the full tour. I think it got a piece of the net cord before it popped back out.
His first miss tonight. He made his first 8.
He'll have one more, trying to build the lead to 8 at 94-86 with 44.5 to go. He's ready. It's up and in. An even 30 for Cooper Flagg. 44.5 to go. Duke by 8, 94-86. Bryant in for Bradley. Racing across midcourt on the right. Leaves it for Carter Bryant. A handoff for Caleb Love. Lost it between his legs, got it back. 36 seconds to go. Drives on James, goes inside and lays it in. I think you'll concede that at this point. He's got 35 because the lead is still 6, 94-88 with 33.5 to go.
The big thing will be no threes and no free throws.
Cooper's the inbounder. He can run the baseline. They're trying to get it to Knipple. He's got it there. Bradley's got 4, so he can't foul ahead for Proctor. And now James across midcourt. 28 seconds to go. Arizona's got a foul, and Bryant reaches in and commits it. That's his first. I didn't know how that's possible in a game like this. Sion James will go to the line. A 2-possession game at the moment with 26.6 to go. If he can make either, makes it obviously a 3-possession game. He'd love to make both. And the first one is good. 15 for Sion James. And some timely threes. Remember that one when Arizona cut it to 7? He took it back to 10.
He had 2 down in this corner, the left corner on this end. Big in this half.
Second one is good. 96-88, 25 seconds to go. Bradley racing down court on James. Got to the baseline, goes up on Maluach, and banks it in. He's got 12. Timeout Arizona with 20 seconds to go. We'll keep it here as it's 96-90 with 20 seconds to go in the ball game. And Tommy Lloyd confirming that he has no timeouts left. John Shire still with 2. Not quite to the finish line yet, John Ross, but pretty gutsy, gritty, I'd say, for John Shire's group. They've shot the ball incredibly well again. 60% for the ball game, 11 of 19 from 3, and they've needed every bit of it because Arizona just keeps coming. They've always had an answer, and the Blue Devils trying to get this across the finish line with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, even here over the last few moments while Duke has been trying to maintain this lead, they still haven't hit a field goal in almost 4 minutes. But Arizona's hit 5 out of 7, and they just keep coming back. As you say, they keep responding. But the Blue Devils have come up with some really good responses, especially on the boards. Kaman Maluach on the defensive end, Sion James on the offensive end. Those 2 back-to-back boards for the Blue Devils, big time to help them maintain this 2-possession margin at the moment, 96-90, in what has been by far the highest scoring game by a Duke opponent this year.
Yep.
Coming into today, nobody had even scored 80 points on the Blue Devils all year, and right now it's 96-90 with those 20 seconds left.
Well, you know, when you get into the NCAA tournament, you got to win in a bunch of different ways, and they've been able literally to outscore Arizona tonight, putting up 96 themselves. And if they're fortunate to hold on here and get to the Elite Eight, you might need to do something similar against an Alabama team. I think they're still making threes.
They had an NCAA tournament record of 25 threes in the first semifinal today and scored 113 points on BYU, so you know they're capable of putting up a lot.
James will inbound in backcourt, leading by 6, 96-90 with 20 seconds to go. Waiting, gets it in for Knipple. He just holds on to it, and the foul is given with 18 seconds to go. That's who you want at the line. And Con will walk the other way. The foul will be on Conrad Martinez, who they brought in to commit the foul, and now he'll leave as Del Orso will return.
And the Blue Devils have had a solid day at the line. They just need to continue that here for the final few seconds.
Knippel's first free throw is good. Took a little bit of a tour the left side of the rim.
He had a little bit of a smile as well after that finally dropped in.
We've seen enough friendly hops at the other end. It's nice to see this one work out every now and then. And with 18 seconds to go, one more for Con. On the way, got them both. And here is Bradley with 16.5 to go. Did he touch it? They say yes, so the clock is rolling. He's going to take a 3 up top, and it's good. Was it a 3 or 2 with 12.1 to go? They say it's a 3. So it brings Arizona back within 5, 98-93, 12.1 left to be played in this one. James looking to get it in for Knippel, bounces it to him. Arizona's got to give the foul, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, and Bryant does with 9.2 to go. There was an awkward clock situation on the stop for like 3 seconds in midcourt. As the Blue Devils trying to get this one across the finish line, a chance perhaps to go over the century mark for what would be the 5th time this season. They sit at 98 right now with 9.2 to go.
It'd be good to hit both of these and get this back to 3 possessions.
And the first one is good. And the second one likely would end it and would give Knippel an even 20 or more for the 6th time this season. Con ready, on the way. That should do it. 193, 9.2 to go. Love racing across midcourt for Arizona. 6 seconds now. He'll fire from 3 on the right. Too strong, long rebound for Bryant. 2 seconds. He'll put one up. Miss it. And Duke is elite again. On to the Elite 8 for the 24th time as they outlast Arizona 100-93. Into the Elite 8 for the 2nd consecutive season. It was by no means easy, but those fantastic freshmen, Cooper Flagg and Con Knippel, put the Blue Devils on their back. They had half of the 100 tonight. 30 for Cooper, 20 for Con, 4 in double figures in total, and they get it done here in Newark, and they will face Alabama for an opportunity to go to the Final Four. Now 14 consecutive wins, and they've won 30 of their last 31. Well, easy isn't the way I would describe it, John Ross, but they found a way to get it done.
Quite a performance, and credit Arizona as well, because the Blue Devils had a 19-point lead in the second half of this contest, and there was no quit in Arizona either. They kept responding down the stretch of this contest, kept knocking down big shots, got to the free throw line like they needed to, and did an excellent job. Got this down to a 5-point game a couple of different times here in the last few moments. But the Blue Devils get the 100-93 win.
The Blue Devils win it by 7. And joining us here courtside is Kaman Maluach, who finished this ball game with 13 points. Kaman, you guys know when you get to this time of year, you're going to have to win in many different ways. You put up 100 points and outscored Arizona. What was working for you guys offensively here tonight?
I feel like our offense was good. We really got going in the second half. We a little bit struggled in the first half, but I feel like we stepped out in the second half and played defense, and when we got stops, our offense was flowing more.
How do you feel overall about the way you guys were able to hold them off? I mean, you were up by 19, and they kept coming back and making plays, and you were still able to maintain your margin to get this win.
I mean, it felt great like winning, and we stayed poised the whole time. We stayed true to us, and we just played our game the whole time. Even whenever they made runs, we just stayed true to us.
You talk about the collective. You guys have a lot this year. I think you finished with 20-some assists. Obviously, you had 100 points. A bunch of you guys dealt with foul trouble. You did. Pat ended up fouling out. A bunch of other guys had 4. But you needed the entire team, and the entire team produced. If you could talk about this team and how close you guys are, everyone can step up.
We're really close. We have a deep team, and anybody can step out at any time. And when the bigs had, when we were in foul trouble, me and Pat, other guys stepped out really, and they really helped us. And hopefully next game we stay out of foul trouble.
Speaking of next game, come on, how do you feel about going on to the Elite Eight now?
I'm excited. I'm excited for the next game, and I'm really excited for it. We are going to enjoy this win and then move on to the next one.
Since he's standing next to you, Cooper had 30 here tonight. Tell me about that lob he had to when he was falling down on the baseline in the second half.
Catch the one lob.
Yeah, I feel like all the lobs were great. I should have caught the last one because that's what it's going to tell me the whole time, catch the last lob. So I should have caught the last one, and we're going to watch film about it and still get better about it.
You knew someone was behind you to get the offensive rebound. You were just playing the long game to get to the free throw line on that play, right?
Nah.
Congrats, come on. I know they're waiting for you in the locker room.
Thank you so much.
100-93, the Blue Devils win it tonight by 7, and they're on to the Elite Eight for the 24th time. Whew, it was stressful, but they certainly found a way. We'll take a break. Much more to come from Newark. The Blue Devils are on to the Elite Eight on Saturday.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey Blue Devil fans, it's game day, and Harris Teeter knows your party is just as important as the game. With mouth-watering wings, delicious dips, pre-ordered party platters to please any crowd, and not to mention the best pizzas, ribs, and ready-to-grill pub burgers in town. Only Harris Teeter can deliver delicious as you huddle up with family and friends to celebrate. Set a reminder to order ahead if you need party platters, and make Harris Teeter your pre-game stop before the next game. Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for their delicious game day.
The passion, the excitement, the tradition. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel Battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
On the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Duke Locker Room Report. Our exclusive coverage of today's game has been brought to you by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Reed's Jewelers, your home for fine Swiss timepieces, beautiful diamonds, and the world's most luxurious jewelry brands. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. By the Hilton Garden Inn, your home base near Duke University. By Duke Health, be a game changer. The Duke team is pioneering the future of healthcare for communities in the Triangle and beyond. Discover what's possible at careers.dukehealth.org. And by the Washington Duke Inn, honoring tradition over trend for over 30 years. Now, inside the Learfield Network studios, here's Kyle Schassberger.
Knipple to inbound does it backcourt for Sion James. Let's go Duke is the chant from the faithful here in Newark. On the left, it's Cooper Flagg. Faces up on Lewis. Proctor comes up top. Love defending him. Takes the screen from Kaman Maluach. Back to the left, Cooper. To the corner, James a three. Got it! Big time bucket for Sion James. He's got 14. He's 3 of 4 for 3 tonight. The lead back to 10 as we approach 4 minutes to play.
Critical bucket for the top-seeded Blue Devils in the East region to be the last field goal that they would make with 4:16 remaining in this thriller against 4-seeded Arizona. And Duke hangs on in a game where they led by 19. They win by 7, 100-93. And the Blue Devils are in the Elite Eight for the 24th time in program history in back-to-back years, picking up win number 34 on the season. Duke has now won 30 of their last 31, 14 in a row, and they were led by 4 in double figures. Sion James, who had that last 3, had 16, but Cooper Flagg, Con Knipple combined for 50, as Cooper had 30 overall in his 36 minutes of action. We'll take you through all of the numbers coming up as part of our post-game coverage. You heard from Kaman Malawach already. John Shire and a couple other Blue Devils will visit with the media with their post-game press conference momentarily. We'll bring that to you. But speaking of Malawach, he came up really big with about $1.16 remaining in this contest. First the block and then a huge rebound to help preserve what was at the time a 7-point lead, where Duke really had to earn it at the free throw line.
Love backpedals, got it blocked by Malawach from 3, and James has the rebound. Big fella came out and got a piece. Here's Bradley across midcourt, 90 seconds to go. Drifts to the right, up top, Basar. Dribbles to the left, found a backdoor cut for Bryant on Cooper Flagg. Couldn't shoot immediately, fed it to Basar. In the paint on Malawach. Spins, goes up, and missed it! Kaman's got the rebound! How about that defense with 4 fouls? 1:10 to go. Cooper across midcourt. They lead by 7, 93-86.
Both of those worthy of our defensive plays of the game, presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to be the official freight carrier of Duke Athletics. There's an incredible Cooper Flagg block as well. Earlier before that, late in the second half, it'll be a part of our highlight recap that we'll bring to you later on. So many pivotal moments in this 193 victory for Duke over Arizona. And the Blue Devils will meet 2-seeded Alabama coming up on Saturday night. That one is TBD currently at the moment. We'll get you a tip time as soon as we're able. Still one more game to be completed. It's in overtime, tied at 77 apiece. Arkansas and Texas Tech. We'll give you more scores later, but let's go back out to the Prudential Centers, who wait to hear from John Shire. David?
And we'll go back and hear from the head coach here in just a second. His thoughts after the game are presented by Continental Tire, the exclusive tire of the Blue Devils. Find the right tire for your vehicle at ContinentalTire.com. Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires. And the guys are making their way back to visit with the media, as they do after each game. Imagine it was a rambunctious locker room, to use a term. Imagine it was celebratory as the Blue Devils get it done by 7, 100-93. They won by 14 in Tucson, 69-55. Whole different flavor here in Newark, as we saw 193 combined points. I think this is what a lot of people thought we were going to see in the first game.
Time, yeah.
And to be fair, it was 113-88 or something like that. They saw a bunch of points. The Blue Devils made 11 threes. Arizona made 12. Duke shot 60% for the ball game, but the Wildcats hung around because they hit a bunch of free throws, 21-23. But the Blue Devils hit them when they mattered, 20 of 22 after halftime, and their final 11 points in this ball game came at the free throw line, as Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple combined for 50, wiping away a 35-point night for Caleb Love for Arizona. They only had 3 in double figures. The Blue Devils finished with 4. You heard one of the timely threes from Sion James. And, of course, Kaman Malawach had his fingerprints all over this one as he finished with 13. He only had 2 at halftime, and he was in a whole heap of foul trouble for most of the ballgame, but able to navigate it. And we'll wait and go back to the locker room, or to the podium here in just a second, as the Blue Devils win it by 7. While we wait on that, we can tell you they're in overtime in San Francisco. Actually, let's go to the podium and hear from head coach John Shire.
Saturday, we still have yet to get a time for that tip in the Elite Eight. We have head coach John Shire, we have Cooper Flagg, we have Con Knipple, and we have Sion James. We will start with a statement from coach. We will then go to questions for the student athletes, dismiss them, and go back to coach for questions. So, Coach Shire, congratulations. Can you give us an opening statement?
Yeah, I mean, look, a ton of respect for Tommy Lloyd, his team, Arizona, their program. I thought they were incredible tonight. I thought our guys made some big-time winning plays. A lot of game pressure. They just wouldn't go away, even the 19-point lead. no lead really felt safe with them. And I thought our guys hit some clutch free throws, made just enough plays. Obviously, it was hard to get stops for anybody in this game, but sometimes that's how it goes. But I couldn't be more proud. Hats off to Arizona with the job they did, and just proud to be moving on. It's a quick turnaround, obviously, so for us, our focus after this tonight goes straight to the preparation, but we're going to enjoy this one. Never going to take for granted going to an Elite Eight. That's a special thing. So I'll let you guys talk to them.
All right, we'll do questions for the student athletes. We'll start in row 3. First 2 questions will be from row 3 right here in front of me.
Riley Frayne from Mid-Major Madness. Sion, for you, I'm curious, obviously before coming to Duke here, you spent some time at Tulane. I'm curious how your role there, as a leader growing and developing there at Tulane has kind of, prepared you for a role here with this Duke team on a big stage like this.
Yeah, for sure. Everything I did over those 4 years, whether I knew it or not, was preparing me for moments like this. Throughout the whole time, I was dreaming of being able to compete in the tournament, play for in the Sweet 16. We get to compete in the Elite Eight. So really the big thing for me was just learning to stay the course, and I feel like that's what we did as a team tonight.
Staying in row 3 right in the middle.
This is for Cooper, Matt Norlander, CBS. You had 30 points, 6 boards, 7 assists, 3 blocks. You're the first player since Dwayne Wade's triple-double in 2003 to hit the thresholds of at least 25 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and 3 blocks in a tournament game. How did you do it?
I think just playing with really good energy, trusting our game plan, trusting my teammates. They put me in some really good spots tonight. Coach as well just put me in some really good spots. I think just, making the right play and just letting the game happen.
We'll come down here in the front row on the other side.
Jackson Shanks, Seton Hall Center for Sport Media. This goes for Coop and Con. Guys, this team is so young and yet plays with such poise and togetherness. Like Coach Shire mentioned, Arizona just wouldn't go away, and eventually you guys pulled it out. What is it about the brotherhood that turns young men like yourselves into the calibers of players that you are in just one season?
Why don't we start with Con and then we'll go to Cooper.
Yeah, I think we just really embody our coach. He's always poised, he's always steady. So down the stretch, we're like him.
Yeah, and I think what I could add is I think it's a testimony to some of the guys that Coach brought in. Mason, Sion, and then having Tyrese come back. Just those 3 older guys that have such wisdom and have been in some of these situations before and have so much game experience. They bring so much leadership to our team, and they've just meant so much in those moments of being poised and keeping our heads on straight.
We'll go here right in front of me, row 2.
Gina Mizell from the Philadelphia Inquirer. For Cooper and Con, those 2 threes that you each hit right before the half, can you take us through both of those plays? And Cooper in particular, just you obviously showed a lot of motion after that shot you hit at the buzzer. Just what were you feeling in that moment going into the half?
Start with Cooper and then we'll go to Con.
Yeah, I think it was a great rebound by Mason. Just getting the ball. We were kind of going through a little struggle at the end of that first half of, coming up with the defensive rebounds. Such a huge rebound by him at the end of the half to close it out. He hit me on the run, just went up and made a shot.
And Con?
Yeah, we talk about inflection points, and the end of the half is a really big inflection point. So it was tie ball game, hit 2 threes, gives us a bunch of momentum coming in the second half.
We got time for one more question. We'll take it from Zoom. We have Dan Tortora. I'm going to allow Dan to talk. So, Dan, you should be on right now.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Cooper, for you, hindsight 2020, what spoke to you when it came to Duke University in your recruitment? And now that you're looking back on that and you're just a couple steps away at the opportunity for a national championship, what that decision means right now?
Yeah, I think it's just a credit to Coach Shire, the vision that he laid out for me. It just really felt like the right place with the right people.
Cooper Flag visiting with the media in the back. We're going to listen in to head coach John Shire here in just a moment. We can tell you we do have a tip time for Saturday evening. The Blue Devils will be the late game, 8:49 tip for that one. So we will have pregame coverage for you beginning at 7:30 along the network. But as you can hear, the conversation continues in the back. By the way, we can tell you that Texas Tech has won in overtime against Arkansas. So Texas Tech and Florida out west to go to the Final Four. Let's listen in to the head coach of the Blue Devils,
John, can you frame the performance your team just put on in reference to the entire rest of the season? Did you see anything in particular from your guys tonight that maybe hadn't showed up until this point? And or if not, what you learned?
Well, I just thought it was great. In retrospect, obviously, in the moment, you want it to be as smooth as possible. But I thought the whole game, there's some uncharacteristic plays that Arizona made us pay for. And whether it's just the discipline you have to have off the ball, some of the loose balls we didn't come up with. So I love the fact that we weren't perfect, and you're not going to be necessarily perfect in these games, and just to hang tough. And I thought we did a great job. Somebody asked about the end of half. I mean, that was critical, in that moment. But then look, they just put a ton of game pressure on us. I think that the clutch free throws, and just to get one, I thought Kaman's block was a big play at the end there. So nothing necessarily new. I mean, we've been in some tough moments before, but when you fill the tournament that way, a Sweet 16 game, I was just really proud of our guys who, I mean, these three guys haven't been in that before, to be able to step up and just trust what we do. I think that's the biggest thing I've tried to emphasize to them.
We'll stay in the middle of the room, row 2.
Coach Bobby Gorenti, Surge Sports. How do you prepare for a team that just scored 113 points and broke the record for three-point shots?
Well, look, I'm not even going to get into that. I haven't watched, I haven't seen. I see they scored 113 points. It's a heck of a performance. We know it's going to be a big-time challenge on Saturday, but we'll be preparing all night, and obviously I could give you a more informed answer on that tomorrow.
We'll come back here in the first row on the other side.
Jackson Shanks, Seton Hall Center for Sport Media. Coach, it can be easy for young players to get emotional when they're in foul trouble, especially on a stage like this. How did you balance leaving those guys on the floor the way that you did?
Well, I just look. We've built up an entire season of trust and teaching, and the lessons we've learned to, really everything we've done from the off season, from April 1st to now, has led to being mentally tough, physically tough, and together for these moments. And I thought our guys showed that poise. I think they showed that togetherness. And they're not afraid, and you hope to recruit that. But until they get here, you don't fully know. And I have a bunch of guys, man, they're killers. They're fearless, and they sure weren't afraid of this moment.
Stay on that side in the back, standing.
Roger Rubin from New York Newsday. Speaking about Cooper, big stage, huge performance. I mean, do you think that this is a scene that he likes? Does he ever stop impressing you?
It sure looked like that to me, that he enjoyed it. And the thing that's special, look, that was one of the best tournament performances I've ever coached or been a part of. And just how he was with you guys, that's how he is. Like, he just did what you're supposed to do, and he'll move on and get ready for Alabama. And I think that's the beauty of it with him. He doesn't get caught up in all that. And I thought he just had, what I've wanted from him is not to defer. I've just wanted him to fully be him. And I thought he was that. He was in his element tonight. He was him, and he had just a great personality. He was loose, talking, competitive, the whole thing. And so, yeah, I mean, he impresses me all the time. But we need more of that on Saturday.
We got time for one more question. We'll go over here in the front row.
Coach, all these different conferences have a bunch of teams representing them, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, and you're the lone ACC team still in the Elite Eight, Sweet 16. What does it mean to you to represent and be the only team from the ACC still standing?
Well, look, I mean, it means a lot. I've grown up in the ACC, so I take a lot of pride in what our league is capable of, what it's done in the past. And I think I'm most proud of representing Duke in that way. But obviously the ACC has been something, I don't know how many years, 15, 16 years I've been in this league as a player and as a coach. And just nobody, I mean, the success we've had has been incredible. And so just to be able to represent and do that means a lot to us.
Coach, we appreciate you taking the time.
Congratulations. Blue Devils visiting with the media in the back. John Shire. And tonight's game between Duke and Arizona has been presented by Duke Stores. Visit shop.duke.edu where real Duke fans shop. The journey continues on Saturday evening. It'll be 8:49 tip between Duke and Alabama. After all of the madness, it's the 1 and the 2 seed in the East region getting together for the right to go to San Antonio. We'll take a break, wrap things up from here in Newark in just a moment.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/go Duke.
For more information, find your local independent insurance agent at insure-agent.com.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Duke plays here.
Flying in, reverses it, up and in for 2.
This is the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at 2 Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable, and we can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at 2menandatruck.com.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero. At your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Racing across midcourt for Arizona. 6 seconds now. He'll fire from 3 on the right. Too strong. Long rebound for Bryant. 2 seconds. He'll put one up. Miss it. And Duke is elite again. On to the Elite Eight for the 24th time as they outlast Arizona 100-93. Into the Elite Eight for the second consecutive season. It was by no means easy, but those fantastic freshmen, Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple, put the Blue Devils on their back. They had half of the 100 tonight. 30 for Cooper, 20 for Con, 4 in double figures in total. And they get it done here in Newark, and they will face Alabama for an opportunity to go to the Final Four. And they will meet the Crimson Tide looking for an 8th consecutive win over Alabama. They lead the series all time between the two, 8-3. As you'd imagine, not a ton of meetings. 6 of the previous 11 have come on neutral floors, but none in the NCAA tournament. Duke leads on neutral sites 5-1. The last meeting was in 2013 in November when the Blue Devils won at 74-64. That was on a neutral floor. Well, they'll meet in the NCAA tournament coming up on Saturday evening against the Crimson Tide. 8:49 tip here in Newark. Get your coffee ready. We had the afternoon games last weekend. We got the evening games this weekend. This one tipped a little after 10. What day is it, John Roth? I think it's Friday here in Newark.
It is Friday morning now. Yes, it is.
As we start to peruse some of our postgame stats, I do want to give you a significant stat, and I didn't want to give it out during the course of the broadcast because it's not everything we slice up as favorable. The Blue Devils get it done here tonight, 100-93. And if you look at the Blue Devils' journey as a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, the first weekend they've never lost. We mentioned that last week when they got to the Sweet 16. If you look by round as a 1 seed, John Roth, the Sweet 16 is, if there is a stumbling block, this has been it. 9-5 is a 1 seed in the Sweet 16. The percentages by round, that was their worst winning percentage. Speaks to the success they've had in the Elite Eight and the Final Four. But it is something to overcome the Sweet 16. These games are always dangerous on a Thursday or Friday.
No question, and that's after as you've said, you've usually gone through that first weekend, and a lot of times if you're the number one seed, maybe you weren't tested all that much, and you come to the Sweet 16, and all of a sudden you are tested by usually another team from a power league, and it's one of your bigger challenges, and it's one of the tougher things. And then after they've gotten past that test, they've usually done pretty well in the Elite Eight game. I know Coach K had an unbelievable record in the Elite Eight contests, and so it's been, I don't necessarily want to call it a stumbling block, but it's certainly been one of the harder tests of the NCAA tournament for the Duke program.
I'm going off the top of my head, but I believe it's 7-2 in the Elite Eight if they've gotten through the Sweet 16, those 9 trips, and see if they can add to it on Saturday evening against Alabama. As we start to look at some of our post-game stats, they're brought to you by Steel. Trusted Steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. We'll give you the guys that scored 4 in double figures, led by Cooper Flagg. He had 30 to go along with 6 rebounds, tied his personal best with 7 assists, a steal, and 3 block shots. You heard in the back. One of those, Cooper's done it about a million times this year, something unique in terms of his stat line, 9 of 19, 3 of 5 from 3, and 9 of 10 at the line, a good number of those late. I think the Blue Devils made 11 of 12 at the line in the final 4 minutes when they didn't have a field goal because they were only getting free throws. Con Knippel had 20 in this ball game. For him, that's the 6th time this year he's gone for 20 or more, 5 of 7 from the field, made both of his threes, 8 of 9 at the line, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. It was a 16-point night for Sion James, 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3, 3 of 4 at the line, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. 13 for Kamon Malawach, 6 of 8 from the field, 6 rebounds, 4 block shots, and 1 dunk that Cooper apparently is not going to let him live down for a while. Patrick Gungba had 8 before fouling out. Tyrese Proctor had 7, all of them in that first half. Isaiah Evans and Mason Gillis each had key threes. So you think about it, Isaiah as they were trying to build some momentum in the first half, and then Gillis as they were trying to hold on in the second half as the Blue Devils shoot 60% from the field. 33 of 55, 11 of 19 from 3, and 23 of 27 at the line, 85%. Arizona shot 45%, 12 of 26 from 3, and 21 of 23 at the line. They had 3 in double figures, led by Caleb Love, whose college career comes to a close with the loss to the Blue Devils here tonight. He had 35, including 5 threes, 15 for Jaden Bradley, and 13 for Henry Visar. If you look at the rebounding battle, Blue Devils won that 30-27. They had 20 assists on their 33 makes from the field, just 10 turnovers, which is quite a few. Many more fewer, I should say, than they had when they were in Arizona. There's probably a better way to say that. John Roth will come up with it here in a second. 7 blocks, all of them in the second half, 2 steals. Arizona only had 1 block in this ball game. They came in pretty good at blocking shots. They average nearly 5 per game, but only the 1 block shot here tonight as the Blue Devils won the battle in terms of points off turnovers, 13-7. Points in the paint evened up late after the Blue Devils had a big edge. I think it was 40-10 at one point, but 42-30 was the final margin favoring John Shire's group. Second chance opportunities favored Arizona, 14-11 on the break. The Wildcats had the edge 10-5. And the bench for Arizona outscored the Blue Devils 30-14, but the Blue Devils led by as many as 19, and they won it by 7, 100-93. Got a little hairy down the stretch, but they never relinquished that lead that they built right before halftime when Con Knippel and Cooper Flagg made back-to-back threes around a Caleb Love miss. Cooper hit the 3 going into halftime. They would take that lead that was 6, build it as big as 19, and again, Arizona got within 5 down the stretch, but the Blue Devils made their free throws, and they advance on to the Elite Eight come Saturday evening. And, John, as you look at the stat sheet and think about this game, we've in so many ways this year been talking about historical context and largely in the vein of dominance for John Shire's group this year with these 20, 30-plus point wins they've had against everybody. Different flavor here tonight.
Yeah, and we've seen that actually in postseason play so far, considering the ACC tournament and the NCAA tournament, where the Blue Devils were dominant and had 20 and 30-point wins quite a bit during the regular season. They get to the ACC tournament, and of course, there was adversity there, losing their best player, Cooper Flagg, in the first game, as well as Malik Brown. And so they had a little bit of a different team in the ACC tournament, but those games were a gritty contest. They were behind in a couple of those games and still had to get it done through that adversity. And here tonight, they come through with another success in a close game situation. I mean, they had it up to 19, as you mentioned, 70-51, and Arizona did a really nice job. I think a 20-8 push there to get this game, under double figures down the stretch, and they did get it to within 5. I thought one of the big baskets was the last field goal Duke made, which was Sion James down here in the corner, that made it 89-79, and from there on, all of Duke's points were from the free throw line. But that was a huge basket for the Blue Devils as Arizona was continuing to get things done on their end and making their free throws and getting inside, getting most of those points in the paint that you just referenced. The 30 points in the paint came in the last 10 minutes. I mean, they did a lot in the paint in the second half of this contest, as well as all their fast break points. So all those things that the Blue Devils didn't want to happen happened, and yet they were still able to withstand and get the win here tonight in Newark.
You mentioned key free throws. The Blue Devils, by the way, 23 of 27 at the line, which means another 2,300 meals were donated to a local area food bank through the Food Line Feed Score to give more program. And, so much talk in the NCAA tournament about freshmen and their initial experience, and can you win the NCAA tournament with freshmen? Obviously, it was a big piece of the puzzle in 2015. And I look at the free throws specifically, John Roth. These freshmen, Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple, did a lot of the heavy lifting, but Gungba and Malawich in there as well. The freshmen tonight were 20 of 23 at the free throw line in a Sweet 16 round, and they needed every bit of it.
They certainly did. Yeah, the team as a whole, 23 out of 27, and the second half, 20 out of 22 for the team as well from the free throw line. So they certainly got it done there, and I think 17 of their last 20 points came at the line, so they had to get it done there if they wanted to survive this contest and move on to Saturday.
And speaking of Saturday, the reward is an Alabama team that, coming in, they can shoot it like crazy. Crazy is probably a good way to describe what we saw in the first game when they had 25 threes. It was just an unbelievable shooting display against BYU. The Blue Devils certainly have to provide more resistance on the perimeter than BYU did, but it certainly feels like to beat Alabama, you're going to have to score the basketball. Now, the Blue Devils are certainly capable, but initial thoughts as you look ahead to Saturday, I know we got to see Alabama